No, you can't.
Never.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded, Tony Tone Deaf rocking with you. I want to welcome one and all to the Clown World Review, and we are back with the Monday Night War retrospective. What is this week's 9 and 10 now? It's going quick. You know, when we started this, the actual week, September 7th, 2021, ran concurrent with the weeks we were reviewing. It was the week of September 7th in that first show, and now we're at the end of October, heading into November, so time's going quick here in the world of wrestling, so it's good to be back. Hail everybody in the chat. Hail Superfan Adam Shahan. Hail, welcome to the Madhouse. Hail, Keely Chow. Welcome to my Madhouse, excuse me. Hail, Keely Chow. FU Fun University. What's up, brother? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. We've got a big week. Big things happening. Bret Hart wrestling. Yeah, that happened. And we'll go over all that here in just a little bit. First, allow me to introduce my co-hosts. It is the man with the plan, Mr. Etep Wokuian from Etep Wokuian's Place to Be Reviews. How you doing, brother?
The People's Champion. I figured I'd use the title belt. I love this belt. I use the title belt tonight. Etep Wokuian of Etep Wokuian's Place to Be Reviews, right here with all of yous. And yeah, I'm ready to talk some wrestling, man.
Hail Chris Fisk too.
What's up, Chris Fisk? He was just over on Rogue Entertainment in the chat over there. And yeah, when I did my outro, I was like, if you want to come over and talk some wrestling, we're doing that over on the Clown World Review. So be sure to subscribe because my man Tony puts out great content. But yeah, man, thank you for having me on. Hail Tony, hail Draven. I know Vinny's coming over here to join us in a little bit. So and Stephen Walton too. So yeah. I'm ready to talk some wrestling. And WWF at this point is just it hurts. It hurts to watch. It
does.
Like you get like these good individual performers. Like I know you were talking about the Undertaker being heavily involved in it. And it's like, but then like you look at, like I said, some of the semi-mains and it's like a mid-carder versus a jobber. And it's like, this is semi-main and it's pre-recorded and Nitro is doing everything is live, you know? So
on top of that, the production decisions, like we were talking about backstage, they'll have Bret Hart, who's like their biggest star at the time. And, you know, us at home, we want to hear those pops. We want to hear the live audience get excited. And they're like showing a fucking commercial for fucking Mattel Karate Fighters or whatever the fuck, and then switch over to Bret Hart right after fucking he's made his, like he's halfway down the ramp and they switch over to him and you still hear the crowd going nuts, but it's not that initial pop. Like, what are you guys fucking doing?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm pretty, but you can take me off solo now.
Yeah. Well, as I was gonna say, speaking of what are you guys fucking doing, we've got the Fandom Collective Vampire with us, Mr. Angelous Draven.
Hey guys, I'm doing good, and I'm rocking the black and red NWO hat here. You know, because I'm a vampire, and you gotta have that red there. But I'm doing good. I'm ready to talk some wrestling. Do the wolf pack.
Ooh, too sweet.
But yeah,
it's too fucking hot for me to be on camera.
Like Etep was saying, like I have no idea what the hell they're doing. Like Undertaker's shit was probably the only entertaining thing for me in the 2 episodes that I watched. The current episodes. I'm a little behind as far as the other episodes, but Nitro I'm current because that shit's actually entertaining.
It is. For all their production mistakes and stuff, again, there was an electricity in the air for Monday Nitro and Raw. It's just it's like Vince wasn't trying back then, and judging by, you know, the past decade and a half in wrestling, I can say he probably wasn't. And same these days. I mean, I look at Raw these days, and you've got people who were main eventing in TNA a few years ago after becoming WWE rejects, now the stars of the show.
Yep.
And it's not like they got any better. Like I'm sorry, like people like Drew McIntyre, I know he's got talent, but the guy looks like a fucking pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that he's got the rocket on his back and getting pushed to the moon after seeing how they treated, you know, the Daniel Bryans or the Zack Ryders, it's just kind of, you know, I think they're getting exactly what they deserve right now, because honestly, there's nothing over there that's impressing me besides maybe Alexa Bliss, and that's purely an aesthetic thing.
She's taking time off anyway.
Yeah. So that's what you get for making the Miz Daniel Bryan's fucking NXT Pro, Vince.
Because I think they're getting rid of her themed gimmick.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why she's taking the break. I have a feeling.
Keep her in the pigtails.
Yeah, she needs to keep them pigtails, but she needs to stop fucking with that stupid ass doll and that whole aesthetic, because Bray Wyatt ain't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That gimmick ain't getting her over.
See, there's still rumors, like we're still not sure whether or not he's going to AEW or coming back to WWE.
Yeah,
he's gonna go to AEW. Why? That's like being in an
or
abusive...
even Impact, because
Braun
Strowman's on Impact. But that
perhaps I was too harsh to WWE.
Braun Strowman, I'm pretty sure, is Impact right now.
How the fuck can they afford him?
I heard they want Strowman back though, so WWE
the Fed
does. Yeah,
I wouldn't go back. Honestly,
I wouldn't either.
I'd go to AEW. That's like being in an abusive relationship, leaving, reestablishing your life, and then being like, you know, I'll give him another chance.
Yep.
You know, fuck that. No, that's stupid. Like these. And this is the problem with wrestling now, man. I don't care how big and fucking muscular you are, how much you can bench. These motherfuckers are bitch made. Oh, I'll come back. But get out of here.
See, they got freaking what's her fuck? She was in Mando. What's her name?
Oh, Sasha Banks.
They got Sasha Banks and Big E fucking doing water commercials. Like, I
know.
Like,
I sent you a picture
like,
of that.
Fuck?
Yeah. I sent Etep a picture of that. And that's when I was trying to get through the episodes. That's when I was watching Raw, writing down the results. And I just want to shout out Salvador. How are you doing, brother? It's good to see you. I'm always feeling transgender. You can call me Elliot.
unless Draven's free tomorrow, it's just going to be me and Sal. Me and Sal are just going to go rogue, just the two of us tomorrow.
I work nights.
It'll just be me and Sal. It'll just be me and Sal tomorrow night. We'll have fun. Fuck it. We'll have fun.
Jarrett owned Impact for a little while, and then they sold it to Panda Energy, and then Daddy cut Dixie Carter off, and then they sold it to Billy Corgan, and then Billy Corgan said, "Fuck this! I'm losing all my fucking money."
Billy Corgan was losing that 1974 Smashing Pumpkins money. Today is the
day. He owned it.
Yeah. Well, if I've ever seen a company like pull through every time when they shouldn't and just manage to stay in business, but a less deserving company, that's Impact. I mean, I hear it's not as bad now, but I just can't fucking do it. I hear the name Eddie Edwards and my balls go in my stomach. Like
Christian has the Impact title right now.
Yeah, I know. And the only reason it was interesting was because it happened on AEW. Yep. So let me tell you why I don't like The Miz before we jump into this.
You don't like The Miz? I love The Miz.
Who doesn't like The Miz?
Let me tell you why I don't like the fucking Miz. He's a fucking pussy, and you're supposed to be a badass in wrestling. You're supposed to not care. You're supposed to be like, I work for WWE, you know, fuck this company. And he acts like he comes out to the ring and I'm a fan of WWE. It's written all over his fucking face. You can tell he grew up watching it. You can tell he's a fan. And you can tell he thinks it's so cool to fucking be in that ring and posing for the fans and look, I can do the performance act of this job. I can do this or that. You're supposed to not care. You're supposed to be an outlaw, and that's not Miz. Miz is an outlaw.
No.
If Braun Strowman comes back, I hope it's not under contract. I hope he meets Miz in the parking lot, and beats his face, and like that guy needs an ass kicking.
I like the Miz because I like his origin. He's just because I used to backyard wrestle. It was like he did that kind of thing and then kind of built his way up, and did the, his dream. And I think that's why I like him.
Yeah.
Whether his gimmick is shit or not, I don't care. I still like the guy.
But he's just God. He's so like I
He's
respect
cringy.
that he wanted to do something and he achieved it.
He
but he's
is.
Vince's fucking little.
Well, he started out on
lapdog.
the MTV
And-
reality shows.
Yeah,
and
there is.
shit.
I know. So I just
Doing
want to
wrestling
say that
stuff.
Hillary Banks is greater than Sasha Banks.
Oh, dude,
Mhm.
Hillary Banks is fun. She's still hot.
Mm-hmm.
That is, and I will unequivocally say this because I'm quite inebriated at this point, and goddamn, black women age like wine. She just the saying, the black don't crack saying is true. Hillary Banks, the actress who plays, she's like 50. She's a couple years older. She's about 10 years older than me. Beautiful.
Yes. And we have the fandom menace historian himself,
What's up,
Mr.
Steve?
Stephen
What's
Walker.
going
How
on?
are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, dude. Thank you for the invite. I heard we were talking about wrestling, my favorite era of wrestling. So
Yes.
thank you for letting me come on.
Sir.
Yeah, so I mean, let's go ahead and jump into this.
We're going Nitro.
We're gonna go Raw first tonight.
Oh,
Now they're still in Brandon, Manitoba, Canada, where they're gonna be for the next fucking month. That must have been.
in Manitoba.
See, one thing I was thinking during, because they were here last week. You hype up these storylines like British Bulldog and Marty Jannetty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that this one we're about to go over, British Bulldog's giving an interview in the ring, and then Marty Jannetty fucking enters and beats him up from
Yeah,
behind.
because Cornette
So then the
is
next
complaining
week,
or whatever about all that stuff.
so the next week, you get to see British Bulldog and Marty Jannetty in a match. But to the fans, it's been a half hour. So there's no hype there. There's no one like, finally, we're going to get to see this match or anything. It's the same motherfuckers dressed up as Goldust in the audience.
Mhm.
They don't care. So that's one issue with how Vince was doing this at the time. If I'm not mistaken, he was going live for the first Raw after an In Your House or after a pay-per-view.
Well, see,
And then they'd go off the air and record the next three until the next pay-per-view.
When
They
does-
just
he had
record it
gotten
all
comfortable.
right there.
He became comfortable with he was being on top and just doing the same thing. WCW had been around for years, but they had never met like the marketing value. And that was the problem at that time at least for me with WWF, because
he was too comfortable.
He was way too comfortable. Yeah, I mean, he was just trying to put things out like it was a machine, like it was like he was just creating product over and over and over, and it was, and it didn't feel fresh. And that's what wrestling fans come for. Plus you had all the wrestling networks at the time, even though the internet wasn't that big. Dude, wrestling fans talked to one another, and so they knew what was coming before the show even aired.
Mm-hmm.
And what gets me is I understand Vince's mentality at the time, because it's the same thing we've seen for the past few decades. No competition. I don't need to put in as much effort. But Nitro, we're about 10 weeks into Nitro now. In fact, we're about to review week 9, and they've been going back and forth since Nitro's inception. They came on the air on a week that Raw was preempted for the Westminster Dog Show or whatever it may have been.
Yeah, I remember.
And since then, they've been trading victories. 1 week, Nitro gets the victory. 1 week, Raw does. 1 week, Nitro. And in fact, this week, October 30th, 1995, Raw's rating was a 2.1, and that made them the weekly loser compared to Nitro that had a 2.3 rating. Overall viewership was down because we've had a few ties around 2.6. So the show begins. We're recapping Owen Hart's win in the Battle Royal. for Razor Ramon's Intercontinental Championship. And the announcers say that we'll witness Goldust's network debut against Savio Vega. And Goldust actually defeats Savio Vega pretty soundly.
I did see this
gold privilege.
It was actually like for Goldust in a debut, it was a good match.
Yeah, they were hoping he was going to be a main eventer.
You know, and that's the thing. Like that gimmick was never set up to be more than a mid card gimmick. That's not a main event gimmick. That never was.
Yeah. With a strong wrestler and a strong, he can bring it. He brings fire to the
ring.
Yeah. Dustin is like that gimmick made him stand out. But when he wrestled as just Dustin Runnels or Dustin Rhodes,
the natural, basically,
he was vanilla. Mm-hmm. He really was. Yeah. He was so vanilla. So the Goldust gimmick, it was both an Achilles for him, and it was advantageous because it set him apart because he wasn't his dad. His dad, hello, baby, it's me, Dustin Rhodes, the common man. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm over here with Sweet Sapphire. You know, I have wined and dined with kings and queens, daddy. You know, he had that like that panache, that je ne sais quoi. You know, that was Dusty, but Dustin was a better worker. Like he can fucking work, and he can still work. But he just didn't have that thing that his dad had, you know. And Dusty had the it factor. Dustin just never, and God love him, I'm not disparaging his work at all in the ring, but the personality just it's and trust me, I have a good eye for that. It was never there. You know, and it sucks because he deserved to be
connection with the people.
No,
and neither does Cody. Can I just mention? Okay, fans are appreciative of Cody for what he's done for AEW, but the dude thinks he's a bigger star than he actually is, and he got a reality check a few weeks ago on AEW because Malachi Black debuted. Beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes. Within a few minutes, Cody put him over. That's great. And then throughout the next month, he's beating the shit out of Dustin and beating up Cody's family. He's beating up Arn Anderson. So Cody finally goes to fight him again at Dynamite. What is it? Grand Slam or whatever. It was almost like a pay-per-view event, but on a Wednesday night. Okay. He goes in there. His entrance and everything, it's just so blowhard. He gets in the ring, he's supposed to be the baby face, and I mean the fans are booing the shit out of him and cheering for Malachi Black.
They're booing him,
cheering for Malachi Black to kick his ass, and you could see it in Cody's face. He was kind of like, huh?
So he's not taking after a Rhodes, he's taking after Jeff Jarrett.
Cody's is kind of Cody's sort of turned into the Vince McMahon of AEW as far as like
his that reality show. I watched a couple minutes of that. His wife is a fucking idiot.
Is she? I haven't seen any of it.
She's a fucking idiot. Like, who do they think people actually want to just her just whole like she knows shit about the wrestling business, and she's like, I'm the branding officer. Yeah, like Jim and I listened to Corny, and Jim Cornette said it right. Bitch, you put logos on fucking t-shirts. Like, hey, Brandy, I need more shirts. You want a fucking job? Like, and she's talking about like she just like listen to 5 minutes of her talk on that reality show, Tony. She knows nothing about this. She knows nothing about wrestling, and it's like TNT is gonna be like, fuck that show. Like, no, nobody wants to see this shit. Like, nobody cares about. Cody's like Dustin. He's like, so you go like, it's like, I want Dusty Rhodes. You go to the dollar store, you get Dustin Rhodes. It's like Cody, you went to like Big Wheel in 1986 and you came home with Cody Rhodes from the checkout aisle.
Steven has a good point though. He's like almost like a diet Jeff Jarrett because he's smart enough to not put himself over all of his stars and try to make himself a main eventer. But he does think he's a bigger deal than he is.
Oh, yeah.
And his entrance shows that.
Yes. And so back to Goldust. He soundly defeats Savio Vega. And then Doc Hendricks announces stipulations for the title match at Survivor Series between the champion Diesel and the challenger Bret Hart. It's going to be a no count out, no DQ, no time limit, which means there must be a winner by pinfall or submission. And you know, I like that because WWE isn't shy of DQ finishes either. But then Marty Jannetty defeats Dorgan.
Joe Dorgan.
Yeah.
Joe Dorgan. Going. You know, this is the go home show, right? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Not yet. We've still got a few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But Marty, like, this is the thing with me. Like, I looked at Marty, like, in the Rockers. Okay, you always knew which one of them was gonna be the single star when they
right.
Same thing with Brett and Jim the Anvil. You knew no disrespect to Anvil, because Anvil is like, I would say he's like a Cal Ripken. The dude will show up and perform every fucking day. You know, he ain't gonna set the world on fire, but he'll be there and he'll be consistent. You know, but there's always that guy. And Marty Jannetty just, well, what we know about him now is this is not an okay dude, but even back then it's like he was just like watching him work that singles match with Bulldog, and it's like this should be like an opening match. Like, and that's no slight to Bulldog, even though he had, like, everybody jokes on The Rock for having 4 moves. But a Bulldog had like 4 moves. He had
he's an old school.
Gorilla Press. The Rock has more than one fucking line. In 1995, you put a microphone in British Bulldog's face. Where's me title shot?
Yep.
In 1999, you put the fucking mic in front of Bulldog's face. Where's me title shot? Like, don't you have anything else to fucking
He never evolved.
He
was like those 80s wrestlers, you know, like the finishing big leg, you know, like and you know, he never evolved. There's certain. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I cut you off, bro.
Oh, sorry. There's certain wrestlers that just have it, you know. Like when you have a Marty Jannetty come back, you know, and for someone who's been watching for a long time, like the Midnight Rockers and the Rockers, and you're like, all right, Marty Jannetty's back, you know, let's see what he can do, and then you get disappointed with that kind of an act.
Yeah,
it just takes all the wind out of it. It can take the wind out of a show if you don't have a strong following.
He didn't even change his gear. It's like, dude, you're not in that tag team. Change your gear. You need to set yourself apart. It's like that thing. You're living in the past, man. Like, seriously, like he did. It was like when he came out, you know, all the tassels. And then, okay, so this is just
feels out of place.
Like Henry Godwin 3 years from now in the Attitude Era.
From a worker's perspective and looking at the gimmicks, so Bulldog with his pants, he's got tassels all over him, and then you got Marty, who's got tassels on his fucking pants, tassels on his arms, on his gimmick he's wearing. It's like
on his syringe,
on the dead body. He can, you know,
it's terrible.
It's just like it's an aesthetically like terrible. Like, honestly, as a promoter, I would have told Jannetty, change your gear. You're at that level. Change your fucking gear, dude. Like, we will give you new fucking gear. Change your gear. Number one, we're trying to give you a singles push. We're giving you a program with somebody who's a title contender.
And you have a name already.
That's it. You're established. All you need to do is get over in the slightest, and you could probably have a nice, cozy spot in a mid-card title for a couple of years. But no. Marty kept the mullet, kept the gear. It's like Sean evolved. I mean,
he did, and Sean was a big name, right? So I mean, half the energy of seeing Marty again was the fact that Sean had already made a name for himself.
Yep.
So you've already got a springboard. But instead of evolving, and you know, you
stayed complacent. You were complacent. That's it.
I'm wondering if Vince made him.
You know, I wonder about that. But
the tassels are familiar.
But really, though, you think Vince is that ignorant?
He is, though. Look at Vince took Conan and made him Max Moon. I mean, he made Al Snow Avatar. Just Incredible Mantar. I mean, just these
Shane Douglas into Dean Douglas.
Dude. Shane Douglas was fire in W. And then you bring him over and you just like neuter him and make him, I'm Dean Douglas. Here's my black.
It's like the Giant too, or the Big Show.
Big Show.
They freaking brought him from WCW.
They ruined him.
They destroyed him.
Ruined him. Yeah,
they ruined him, dude. That's why. Like, honestly, it's I really do. I hate WWE. I do, and it's like. I do. It's like Vince McMahon killed the wrestling business when he bought all his competition, and he sat back on his throne with all his ill-gotten gains. Like it's honestly like a Game of Thrones thing. Like he's just sitting there on the Iron Throne, looking down, going, "This is all fucking mine, and I can do whatever I want. There's not a goddamn thing anybody can do about it." And then comes the house AEW, and Vince is like, "They're nothing," and AEW picks up traction, and he's like, what? Wait, who left? And Vin, who left? Who'd I fire? Where'd they go? Oh, wait, they went over there? They didn't go to Impact? They went over there? Okay.
We'll call so-and-so and bring them back. They're not available, Vince.
They're not. That's it. And now he's panicking a little bit. And it's going to be funny to see when he leaves, because then it's going to go to Hunter and Stephanie. It's going to go to John. I'll just call him John, his fucking shoot name. It's going to go to Jean and Stephanie. And Shane to a lesser extent, probably, because I think he's still involved creatively.
Actually, Shane took a step. Yeah, he's left.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
good for him.
Good
for him. Good for Shane. He's got a fucking college degree. He's a smart guy. He doesn't.
He made his own money.
He's 50 years old. Yeah, Vince made him go out into the world and make his own money, and then he gave him his little shine when he was in his 20s.
Yeah,
and he stepped away and he came back, and and that's props to him. I still don't think Shane should have been in matches with the Undertaker at Mania.
Hell no.
And shit like that.
Kane at Unforgiven, which was awesome.
Yeah,
saw all that shit live.
I don't like that Shane not only takes matches on the card that other people worked all year for, but he takes their moves and he'll do some crazy shit. But the difference is Jeff Hardy will do some crazy shit on the pay-per-view, and then he's got to wrestle the next 351 days. Shane, he'll do something crazy, and hey, I got 3 months off till my next match. It's
the most he's got to do is come out and cut a promo.
Yeah,
that's it.
So, Speaking of promos, back to Raw. Vince McMahon, he goes into the ring to interview British Bulldog and Jim Cornette. And Cornette complains about Monsoon's wording. Before this In Your House, Monsoon had announced that the winner of Diesel versus British Bulldog would go on to face Bret Hart at Survivor Series. He didn't specifically say the champion. So when Bret Hart interfered, and went after Diesel, that caused went after Bulldog, that caused a DQ, and Bulldog actually won that match. So they make a whole thing. Cornette brings his lawyer, Clarence Mason, out.
Oh, shit, I remember Clarence
Mason.
Yeah. And Clarence is like, Bulldog should be fighting in the main event of SummerSlam, even if it's not for a title. He should be facing Bret Hart, because it says specifically in the contract the winner of the match will go on to face Bret Hart. So there's some legal jargon going on for a little bit, and then British Bulldog starts talking in some weird foreign language,
which is British. Really weird that they're doing the same angle as WCW with the legality of certain things that are happening each week, because they have the thing with Giant having the title, and he's like, well, this is my title, and apparently because I guess what's his name, Jimmy Hart has the power of attorney for Hulk Hogan and signs the thing that says if it even DQ, the person gets or he loses the title.
This is wrestling.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Jimmy Hart may have the power of attorney for Hollywood. Wait, it was Hulk Hogan then.
Yeah.
For Hulk Hogan, but he doesn't have the power of attorney for Terry Bollea, brother. And if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go bang Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, brother. But only ask in court if Hulk Hogan has a 9-inch cock.
Oh man.
Marty Jannetty, this is where he comes out and he attacks the Bulldog. And then he corners Clarence Mason in the turnbuckle and fucks with them a little bit. And that was kind of it, promos back. That was kind of it. Marty Jannetty is looking good here, and they set up the match for next week. And then Draven, who was this? The Smoking Guns. It looked like the Godwins, but I don't think it was.
Was it just a couple of jobbers?
Yeah, they just the Smoking Guns come out again.
Yeah.
It's just the fucking
Yeah.
worst tag team I've ever seen.
John
Besides the
Reckner.
fucking jobbers they beat.
John Reckner and Phil Apollo.
Yeah, like it was so bad.
I
They're
can't even
just-
remember it.
Dude, seriously,
Yeah.
like, well, the week before they worked PG-13, and like I said, I know PG-13 like personally, and motherfucking Jamie Dundee, that motherfucker's about half retarded. As I used to call, like, the dude, I called him and left him messages as himself, and he didn't know it was me. But no, seriously, like, you got the Smoking Guns. Like, I hate, like, and Tony, you and I would discuss this. The gimmick wearing jeans. Like, there's only very few instances it makes sense, and this is one of them. Except a couple weeks ago, we had the Smoking Guns versus a short fat guy who wasn't Louis Spicolli and the Brooklyn Brawler, and you have 3 out of 4 people in the match wearing fucking jeans,
Yeah.
and that
Right.
that pisses me off.
You know what the Smoking Guns need? Tassels.
Why not
Sure.
tassels? It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
1995.
like cowboys, man. Like cowboys with
Absolutely.
the yeah.
How
I want
should have
them
been a
awesome.
cowboy?
Yeah.
So
And the jacket with the freaking
fuck yeah.
The frill, the
frills,
vest,
yeah, the
vest,
frills,
vest,
and then
yeah.
the fucking what is it? The studs or whatever, the fucking
Rhinestones.
Rhinestones. Yeah, there we go.
Like
They give
a
me some rhinestone cowboys.
cowboy. Bum bum.
Billy, get your ass in the back and bedazzle those jeans.
Billy,
Which would
a couple
be a
years
great,
from now, I'm gonna make you marry another guy.
which would be a great segue for when he becomes Mr. Ass.
Yeah.
Yes. And
then-
we've got Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective joining us. What's up, brother? It's good to
What's
see
going
you.
on, Tony? Hey,
Hey.
thanks for stopping by yesterday. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for stopping by tonight.
Yeah, man. Oh, so where are we at? Where are we at? Are we talking about Walton yet?
No, we didn't even have any of that, Tom. We're not doing that here.
Tommy comes in and just starts. I come in and start blasting.
I actually felt comfortable, Tom. And you know what? Until you said that, I was completely comfortable on the stream. Thank you, jerk.
I'm glad I could do that for you, Walton. I feel like I am now the Bischoff of this stream. I've
You
done
are.
my job.
As long as
are
you're
the
not the
bro.
Russo. As long as you're not the Russo.
Right.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
Nobody wants to be the Russo.
Nope.
Of all the things you could be, don't be Vince Russo.
No.
It's
Or his
weird
son,
how
Mike
much
Zero.
American Men, his tag partner, kind of looks like Vince Russo.
Look, I'm
Oh.
telling you, Mike Zero is the son of Vince Russo because the storylines and shit he comes up with,
They're Russo-esque.
Right.
Hey,
that's
Aren't they?
inherent. That's genetic.
You know, I really think that he's probably sitting behind the scenes. He's just making this shit up as he goes along. Oh, that would be absolutely hilarious if I wrote that. And he's just trolling everybody. That's what he's
Gotta
doing.
be.
He doesn't believe in the
It's
goddamn
gotta
thing he's
be.
saying.
I had to stop watching him a long time ago. It's there's nothing to back it up. You know what I love about him though is that he'll have a whole video and not give you any source material whatsoever.
well,
None. Like really, where did you get this information?
if you could, hey buddy, if you could excuse me, I'm Mike Russo, bro. Mike Russo, bro. Look, it's a swerve, bro. Want to go over to Horton's? Swerve, bro. We're going to McDonald's, bro. It's inferior, just like anybody who compares to my papa, Vince Russo, bro. Best booker ever, bro. Bro.
Keep
Bro.
him up. Keep
Bro.
him up.
Bro.
That's what she said, bro. Bro. Speaking of which, bro, how about Judy Bagwell on a forklift, bro? It'll be a great match, bro. Everybody will love it, bro. Trust me. I've seen it in the future, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. You're welcome, bro. Hello, bro. Hi, bro. Swerve, bro.
Oh God,
Tony, bro. You look handsome, bro.
he does look like the guy from American Men.
No,
The other
bro.
guy.
It's bro
Son,
mania,
bro.
bro.
Son, bro.
Bro. Yes, dad, bro.
Tell the audience that Kathleen Kennedy is hooking up with Daisy Ridley in the trailer while John, I don't know.
Bro,
Tell
look.
him whatever the
Bro,
fuck
in the trailer, bro. Bro, look in the trailer, Kathleen.
That's right, it is me, Toontab, not Mike Russo. And yes, Kathleen Kennedy in the trailer. She yodeled in Ray's Valley, bro. I learned it from my sources on Reddit.
Brilliant.
Bro.
Brilliant.
I mean, it was all my sources inside WWE, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm sorry, I'm back. It's me, Mike Russo, bro. It was a swerve, bro. I'm not really Doomtep, bro. Even though nobody's ever seen us in the same room, bro. Any
Look at
questions,
Vince
bro?
Russo with that fucking title belt. Like, he actually sat in the back room with a pen and paper and said, that's what the fans want to see.
Mhm.
Me as champion.
Dude, okay, like seriously, as I would happily like beat the living shit out of Vince Russo, like as a shoot. Like right now, I'm not in the best shape. I would fight Vince
I do it
Russo.
for
I would
fun, yeah.
love to put, dude. Just give me 1 3-minute round. I guarantee you, I will knock that motherfucker the fuck out. He is the biggest, the biggest fucking like stain. Yeah, shit stain. That he is fucking shit. I love that Cornette calls him that and will not. He only referred to him by name like once, I've heard. And that's to clarify with the audience. When I say shit stain, that's who the fuck I'm talking about. Is that cocksucking fuck Vince Russo. I only call him shit stain because he's a fucking shit stain. I love Jim Cornette. I really do.
Yeah.
I
I need
heard
to
a
start doing a
video.
Cornette character.
I heard a
What's
video.
going on there, Keely?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's not Walton Mania. It's Triomania, brother, and Triomania is
God.
running wild.
I heard a video over the weekend with Jim Cornette. And I don't know who his co-host was, but he sounded very familiar.
Brian
they-
Last.
Yeah, they didn't show him on screen or anything, but they were talking about like Hulk Hogan's 10 biggest lies.
Oh, that was
And
fucking
it was
gold.
fucking awful. He was talking about
bro,
getting
gold,
sick
bro,
kids.
gold, bro.
and
Yeah.
taking them to Wembley Stadium during SummerSlam
Yes!
in England, and he wasn't even fucking there.
He wasn't
Wow.
there.
He didn't. He was like, I put the kid in the front row to watch me wrestle. Like, Hogan, you weren't on the card. He was talking about like meeting people and dishing it out with them like 4 years after they died.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I broke bread with Jesus Christ, brother. I was down. I was there, brother, with Jesus Christ and Norman Schwarzkopf, brother. We were sitting around at the Silverdome, the Superdome, brother, and we broke bread. And you know who was there, brother? There was one man that was there who could handle all the power of Hulkamania, and that was me.
Ted Turner, and I colorized the moon. And I own Casablanca. And if I was married to Jane Fonda at one time.
You know, he walked right up to her the night they met. And he's like, hey, I own the Superstation.
That's what he said. You can catch me on the Superstation. She's like, oh, really? What show are you on? No, I own it. I'm Ted Turner, and I colorized the moon.
Can I say I love Hollywood Hulk Hogan? Because when he went bad, I was like, yes. Because he'd always been a good guy for me.
Well,
He was my hero for the longest time. So when he went heel,
Yes.
I was happy, dude.
Yeah.
It was,
Loved
dude. And it was funny because, like, on Nitro, like, we've covered the last couple weeks, Hogan has went to, like, the all black. And he's
Testament, yeah.
and he's talking about the dark side. And it was, Tony, it was a beta test.
Mhm.
It was.
It was me, Austin. It was
keeps
me all
talking-
along.
He keeps talking about Hogan has a dark side too, when he's wearing the black like lightning pins that he would go
Macho's
on
also
the-
wearing all black in
Yep.
the promo that they cut with the homeless guy, I guess.
Yeah. So, on a less interesting point, Bret Hart is backstage and cuts a promo on Diesel, and he announces that with the stipulations, the match is in Hart's favor, and come Survivor Series, you'll be looking at a new WWF champion. Razor Ramon defeats Owen Hart via DQ. Was this? Yeah, this is the okay. So Owen wrestled the Battle Royal last week, won the #1 contendership to Razor's title, and Razor. It was a pretty good back and forth. Not a bad match between Razor Ramon and Owen Hart. As Razor goes for the Razor's Edge, Yokozuna's come out, and he pulls Owen down to safety and starts attacking Razor, which means the 1-2-3 Kid comes out to take on Yokozuna. But Yoko rips his asshole wide open years before the turnbuckle incident. So, yeah, Ahmed Johnson comes out and drops Yokozuna with a body slam because this is hyping up their Survivor Series match. I have it written down on the other, but yeah, all the people involved are going to be fighting each other on different teams at Survivor Series, and yeah, they're trying to. I don't know if
It's a
Ahmed
wild
Johnson
card match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like Owen Hart, great technical wrestler. I just it took him years for me to really like him, like his character. You know,
He just had no sense of balance.
You know what's sad?
That's and when that happened was when I think he was starting to really get to become somebody that
look, this is the problem with Owen Hart. The motherfucker was over as Owen Hart, and it's like Vince is like, "Hey, Owen, I want you to be the Blue Blazer again." Owen's like, "Yeah, hey, bud, sure, okay, I'll do that, bud." Like, what the?
I don't know
why?
if they were calling him a nugget, not in like a good way. It was it was kind of like that Kurt Angle, you suck chain. It was kind of the same energy.
Oh, I remember that when that started. Oh,
it's like he didn't fit with the Attitude Era.
No,
Owen didn't, and I kind of feel bad because, like I said, I watched a Attitude Era Raw not too long ago. It was right after Owen joined the Nation, and Jim Ross had mentioned Owen Hart's great. He's talented. He's still struggling at finding out who he is.
Yeah,
and that's how he died, was finding out who he was and trying different things and going back to the Blue Blazer.
But I enjoyed that. I mean, I was really liking that era of Owen. You know, like because, like I said, he's entertaining, but his character was never anything like that I waited to see. You know, like in the storylines he was involved in. Brett, on the other hand, I loved Brett. I always did. I love the Hart Foundation from the 80s. I grew up in the 80s kid watching some of these wrestlers. So watching them in this era and the changes that they were attempting in their character was fun for me.
And, you know, speaking of breaking your back, we have Bane with us. How are you doing, Bane?
Hello, gentlemen. I'm here for the 6-man tag. Walton, come grab my tree.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, we were having a great conversation, and then Tommy and then Vinny. The Rogue Holes just show up. And,
hey, I didn't on the last stream. I had to give you some love this stream.
Thanks, bro.
That's it. How you like it? Guys with masks and shirtless, just for you.
I appreciate you, Vinny. I appreciate how hard you try to be a jerk.
Tony, I saw son of a bitch in the chat. I got a screen share for you there, bud.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I saw it in the chat. Do it. I got a file share for you down there at the bottom. Look down.
Now,
do it.
You got to read Keely Chow's.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let me switch my thing. I'll do it. I'll do the Ted Turner. Hang on a second. Hang on. I'm Ted Turner, and I'll be rooting for the Atlanta Braves this Friday on the Superstation TBS. Go Braves! I'm Ted Turner. I colorized the moon, and I was married to Jane Fonda. Also, I own Casablanca.
What? Oh, that's so good.
So I didn't see your screen share, brother. Here it is now.
There it is. There's
me, Austin. Oh, son of a bitch.
There you go. That's courtesy of me, Ted Turner. I colorized He-Man.
I'm still new to the internet, so yeah, you have to be patient with me.
It's okay. It's your first day here. I'll let you fuck Jane Fonda.
Just give us 24 hours of A Christmas Story and fuck off, Ted.
Look.
Is it Barbarella Jane Fonda?
Yes, it's Barbarella Jane Fonda. That's the one I've wanked. I mean, that's the one right there. I'm Ted Turner. Did I tell you I also own the Jeffersons?
Did she give you Vietnamese herpes?
Oh, you have no idea how many penicillin shots I had to take because of Hanoi Jane.
Damn.
My dick looked like the pin cushion.
Shit.
So that was the end of Raw, though. We get the Owen Hart Razor match. Everyone starts fucking attacking everyone, and then Ahmed Johnson comes out, who I like a lot more than Bobby Lashley. You know, fucked Yokozuna up, just body slammed him, and it was great to see. So cool ending to this Raw. Boring Raw, but cool main event and cool ending. I like to see Yoko get slammed. It's got that old school energy to it. So,
what happened while I was gone?
Yeah. So then we have Monday Nitro from Dayton, Ohio. They won. They won this week with the 2.3 rating compared to Raw's 2.1. And they're in a new city every week. So that's exciting. And, you know, they used to go to towns that WWE still doesn't go to.
No.
So I like that.
WWE, to be fair, WWE they used to anyway, come to Cadillac, Michigan, which I don't give a fuck. I'm like doxing myself. It's like about a 45-minute drive from my house. So that was the first WW, well, it was WWF back then in like what 80s, 88. It was the first show I went to.
Nice.
And it was a house show at the Wexford Civic Center in Cadillac, Michigan. And I mean, it was the card, like Honky Tonk Man, Rick Rude, Ultimate Warrior, Tito Santana, Rick Martel, Moolah, Wendy Richter, some fucking names, you know, for that time. It was a solid card. The Bushwhackers, I want to say the Rougeos were there too.
The Bushwhackers.
I miss the Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
But the WWE, like, and then they got into that, Tony, like with the era we're in now, and they forgot about the small towns.
Yes,
They did. They got too big for them, and WCW was like, well, shit, hold my beer. We'll fucking go down here.
Right.
That was Thunder,
And
especially when they were doing Nitro and Thunder. Thunder would be in the smaller towns.
Dude,
you know?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Saginaw, Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, and Lansing. Those are your towns right there that the Fed and WCW came to. And the Nitros and Thunders that I've been to, or not Thunder, but Nitros have been at either Saginaw or GR. And I went to a couple house shows in Saginaw that were like Saturday night shit, you know, back when they, at the end, when they started doing that, you know, they would do like your separate tapings, or like, it was fucking fun. Cause they had dark matches. And speaking of dark matches, this Nitro has a tag team championship match, which as a former tag team champion myself, who actually never lost his title, the American Males defeated the Harlem Heat by DQ in a WCW Tag Team Championship match. You know, you look at some of the other matches on the card, and it's like, well, what could this have replaced? And honestly, looking at the card, there's definitely a match that I would have replaced it with, and it's in the 2 spot, and it's Norton and the Shark. I would have made that a dark match, because that feud was really kind of built over nothing.
Yes.
And you have the tag team titles, you know, and they're with these two, basically at this time, they're both really young, up and coming tag teams.
Yep.
Harlem Heat and the American Males, the worst theme song in the history of wrestling since Max Moon's. Poor Conan got sad with that Max Moon. But you know, Max Moon, a Mexican gimmick, like he was a Mexican astronaut. I mean, Max Moon was like the first Chicano on the moon, I think, right?
I'm a little disappointed because when you said speaking of dark matches, I thought you were going to mention Big E Langston versus Lashley.
Oh, that hurt.
And real quick, Johnny Cage, you're right. He looks like Baby Milks a lot. Someone blew him up with an air pump. Like Bobby Lashley is yeah.
Bobby Lashley's got like double F tits. Like, I mean,
he was Trump's guy, so I'm not gonna bag on him too hard, but like to build a promotion off of him, I don't think so. You gotta like, now I haven't watched much of his work since he's been back. I'll be the first to
they
admit,
really
but
did try with TNA to build him up to be more than what he was. And eventually it worked at first. In the short run, Bobby Lashley can be built around, but in the long run, he does not have enough charisma to lead a company.
He needs a manager all the time. He needs a manager, somebody to speak for him. Not saying he can't speak, but his voice does not match his body at all in the least.
Like listening to a Mike Tyson interview.
Exactly, brother.
Yeah, so
I tell you, inconceivable.
Look, I was married to Robin. I turned her into a punching bag. I'm Mike Tyson. Now I'm on a show with a pigeon.
except he's not a badass.
I'm going to knock that guy out.
I know he's got a decent MMA record, Lashley, but I'm not afraid of Lashley like it would be Tyson.
Right. No doubt.
Tony, look at Parrothead's last comment at 8:51. A dark match isn't Men on a Mission versus Booker T. But seriously, fuck men on a mission. That
I didn't
was
say
that
it.
was the dumbest fucking. I don't want to fuck them. Never mind. That's the worst fucking tag team. Both of them are equally worthless. Mabel was just a bigger, fatter pile of shit than the other fucking Mo was. Sorry, I'm done.
So, one reason I think Nitro was the winner this week, I mean, A, they had the better product, but B, this is the night after Halloween Havoc. We had machine versus machine becomes man versus man when Hogan and the Giant's first match, by the way, they have their monster trucks and they fucking basically tie them up and it's a sumo style match and they're trying to push each other out of the circle. Then they go and have a world heavyweight title match, which Giant soundly defeated Hogan. Look, this is how I look at it. He took your fucking title, bro, and you ain't taking it back. If you're the champion, go get your shit, and you can't. Fucking Giant was a monster at this point in time.
Yep.
We were talking about his badass choke slam last week where he would fucking... He was younger. He could drop to his fucking knees and just drive you into that mat. And it just looked devastating.
What the hell was up with that Yeti thing?
The Yeti. It's the Yeti.
The
Yeti. That was fucking Reese from the Flock.
Yeah,
that's who the fuck it was. Is Ron Reese, that big ass Mohawk, fucking 8 foot tall dude, was bigger than the fucking Giant.
I liked him in the Flock though.
He fit. He was like their fucking enforcer, dude. The Flock was such a great gimmick, but it was a carryover from what was it, Raven's Nest on ECW. You know,
I don't remember the Flock.
The Gathering. Was it The Gathering? Something like that. I can't remember exactly. I'm drunk. I can't remember, but. No, that Reese, they did nothing with that after that. The Yeti was dead after Halloween Havoc. They never fucking. It was like, bro, sweep it under the rug, bro. And
it's
this
Halloween,
is
guys.
Russo.
We gotta have a mummy,
right? But they were and then I don't think did they ever show Kevin Sullivan's fucking dad. Remember the fat guy that just sat in the chair and yelled at everybody? It was like it was 1995 Palpatine. I am all the Sullivans. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
Just probably backstage watching Nancy and Chris. Anyway, so it's the night
Megan and Harry.
Yeah. So it's the night after Halloween Havoc. Excuse me, Bischoff and Heenan hyped that they're going to show footage from what happened at Halloween Havoc live on Nitro, and they also state that Randy Savage was injured last night, and he's going to be out of action for a couple weeks. We get as the opening match, Eddie Guerrero defeating Sergeant Craig Pittman. Which, if this was a real match, Pittman would have beat the shit out of Eddie Guerrero. Like the size.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
no question.
Eddie rolls him up. He does some sort of like rollover, catches him for the 1, 2, 3. And Bobby Heenan leaves the announce booth after this. And Steve Mongo, McMichael, Bischoff, they're wondering where he's at. And then we get to Scott Norton and the Shark. And this would have been a better dark match because they wrestled to a double count out. And I think that's why it wasn't. It's because they want to continue this, but it's stupid, okay? We're now, what is this, October 30th?
Yes.
On September 11th, Shark accidentally costed Scott Norton a match. You didn't hear hide nor hair of it until last week on the 23rd, in the middle of, I believe it was Eddie Guerrero and Benoit.
Yes,
because they like to cut away from the good matches.
Yeah. It's like, hey, don't cut away during a fucking during some shit match. But WCW, they really weren't throwing out bad matches. Like, look at it. They didn't have a bad match. Even the mid card, you didn't have a bad match to cut away from.
The bad matches came in the main event for WCW.
Yeah, sometimes they did. And this one's
especially late. Yeah.
They would do the jobbers,
like when Nash had the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
well, they just wanted to dominate whenever they got in there.
Oh
yeah, exactly.
So there's no psychology. There's nothing fun about it. It's just they just destroy them and then move on.
They weren't a team. They made an every man for himself type situation, and everyone's fighting for that ball, you know, instead of working together to accomplish something and get the company over and get the brand over.
Dude, Tony, Chris Fisk at 856. I remember this. I remember what he's talking about. Heenan was a fucking genius heel commentator. Like one of the best minds in the business. Yeah, Tito Santana, after him and Rick Martel broke up, calls that his high cross body was the flying burrito.
I was watching the Pillman documentary, the Dark Side of the Ring, and they were talking about when he first started loose cannon gimmick.
Yep.
And he was really trying to blur the lines of reality. And I guess Heenan has a bad neck. He's had surgery on it.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, fucking Pillman comes up behind him and grabs him by the shoulders and starts shaking Heenan. He's like, Heenan, just what the fuck on live TV, WCW Saturday night, and fucking gets up and walks out of the arena. Hearing Bobby Heenan drop an F-bomb is fucking awesome.
Dude.
Yeah, that was gold.
Another one.
Flipped out.
Yes. Him and Mean Gene did it too. Yeah, Mean Gene was not, because like Gene was old at that point. And it was like it was just beautiful because Gene, you know, he didn't care. Gene was like, whatever. And he did. He was like, yep, I'm just gonna say this. And speaking of Gene, he's about to make an appearance here because we got that. Yep, Gene was I love Mean Gene Okerlund. Remember when he sang Tutti Frutti?
Yeah.
You heard it right. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. You think I was gonna go all the way with that? I'm not going for Michael Scott. There you go. There's a picture.
Sherry Martel's like, it's okay, baby.
It was after
I'll let that word slip. It's okay.
And this is the thing about this promo, and this is the beauty of it, was Sherry Martel was a fucking psychology master.
Really?
As soon as Booker T said that, Stevie was smart as fuck. For every shortcoming he had personality wise, Booker fucked up, and Stevie picked it up right there and started talking. And Sherry started playing exactly. Sherry started, and you could see her back there. She's kind of like, hey, you know, and she's smiling at the camera, but she's telling him it's okay, relax. Like she did.
We're coming for you.
She fucking Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you.
Did he just call me a?
Yeah, that was great. Vince McMahon, fucking God, when he walked by, Booker T. Tell me he did just say that. Like that was.
I'm imagining a cut scene of Hogan. Like, did he just call me a? Then you switch to Ted Turner. Did he just call him a? Yeah.
God damn it. What about Ted? I'm Ted Turner, and yes, he just called me that word. By the way, catch the Atlanta Braves next Thursday, 8:05 Eastern, right here on the Superstation, TBS. And after that, stay tuned for Casablanca.
The Superstation, where nothing fucking starts at the top of the hour.
No, 5 minutes after the hour. We got to allow for those extra 5 minutes of sponsorship spots. Make that paper, bitches.
Globalists gotta eat.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda's got to eat, baby. Oh, I switched off the picture already.
So we get Scott Norton and Shark. They wrestle to a double count out, wrestle all the way up the ramp and to the back of the arena. And then Heenan is shown. He's by the audience, and they're in front of some kind of food that looked nasty as fuck. But he's making
think it was sushi.
Yeah, it was real fucked up looking sushi because I've seen sushi before. That was he's making a business deal with Sonny Ono. They're toasting, they're drinking sake, and so they're leaving the audience for now to wonder what's going on there. And then, speaking of Mean Gene, it seems like he's out of action tonight because we go to Tony Schiavone, who catches up, and I'm pretty sure this is Schiavone's first Nitro appearance. I haven't seen him yet. I know he was doing like WCW Saturday Night at the time. But we go to Tony Schiavone, who catches the non-paying audience up on Ric Flair's heel turn at Halloween Havoc. So for those of you who don't know, Flair and Arn Anderson had been beefing since Nitro's inception. And then they had a pay-per-view match at Fall Brawl, and Arn Anderson brought Brian Pillman in to help him in the match. So through the past month, it's been basically Arn Anderson and Pillman fucking with Ric Flair. Yep. So Ric Flair needs a partner, and he convinces Sting to help him. And Sting and Flair have a long history, and Sting's like, look, I'll help you out, but if you screw me over, I'm going to leave you out there for those two to beat the hell out of you. And this was on the Nitro right before Halloween Havoc. So finally we get Flair versus Arn Anderson at Halloween Havoc, and that turns into Brian Pillman coming out to interfere, and then Sting comes out to save Flair, and Flair turns on Sting. And next thing you know, you've got Pillman, Arn Anderson, and Flair beating the hell out of Sting, and it's teasing that there's going to be a reformation of the Four Horsemen.
Right.
So tonight, Arn tells Sting, not to hold his head down in shame. He's more of a man than they believed. He took on all three of them, but, math and physics eventually caught up to the Stinger. Anderson says there are 3 horsemen, but soon there will be 4. And then Flair holds up the 4 horsemen sign and says, we're back. He says Sting is like the women Flair deals with. They'll tell Sting what he wants to hear, but at the end of the day, a horseman is going to do what a horseman is going to do. And if Sting has a problem with that, he can confront him next week on Nitro. So now we got to wonder who the 4th horseman is going to be. Yeah. I think I know who it's going to be, but it's because this happened, 25 years
I don't know who it's going to be because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it's Luger. I think it's Luger.
Was it Luger at this point?
I think
it was early on. Luger was early on.
Yeah, and he had just come back over from
in those changes.
Because I liked when they had in the later years when it was like Flair, Anderson, or Flair, Benoit, Malenko, and then you had the back and forth.
Killed his whole family.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's not talk about that part.
But you had the back and forth with them adding Mongo, and then Mongo and Jarrett going back and forth, and then Jarrett stealing Mongo's fucking wife.
Yes.
Then Stone Cold taking Deborah and beating on her, and it's a vicious cycle.
We would watch wrestling together, and it was the flying headbutt was. That was.
I love Crypto.
Yes, the flying headbutt.
Which he took from who? The motherfucking Dynamite Kid, who he patterned his whole fucking look after.
He said it. Don't ever fucking do this move.
Yep.
And the guy he learned it from said the same thing.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was, but I remember Dynamite Kid said that too. He goes, when I was taught it, they also said never fucking do this move.
Right.
But you can't tell someone that's young and hungry that, we get a lot of that today. The Sarah Silvermans who talked about their filthy vagina for fucking 20 years. And then they turn around and say, well, now that they've made it and they're secure and they know how they're going to pay their rent and they're a household name. Now it's, well, you can't tell jokes like that. It was wrong for me to do. They're cord cutters. They're ladder pullers. They make it up to the top and then set the ladder on fire so no one else can get there. Now, it's a little different. I'm sure Dynamite Kid, it was cause of concern why he didn't want Benoit to do it. But you know what? Benoit was a fucking wrestler. I mean, from balls to bone. And he needed to do what he needed to do to make it. And
it worked. I mean, it was electrified people. I mean, I remember like when I would watch the WCW or wrestling Monday night with friends. That was somebody that everybody loved to see. He brought fire.
Dude, of course. Yeah. I remember some of those though, man, where he went almost like the distance he went when he went off that top rope to do that flying headbutt. How many times did we see him fucking hit and he just grabbed his head like screaming in pain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they add like in the storyline like later on like you can't do that anymore because it'll like that'll be the last one that you do and all this stuff. So
yeah, they had brought it up. I remember that, but
yep. And well, back then you were just getting out of the era where if you threw somebody over the top rope, you were disqualified.
Yeah, oh God,
Like,
yeah.
That whole era in WCW, which was insufferable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes in the match, DQ. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
That was such a bad cop out.
Yeah, lazy booking.
Yep. That's like.
Well, what they were trying to do
level.
is they wanted to bring modern wrestling, but they still want to try to incorporate some of them old antiquated rules that they still had. So
yeah.
They were trying to make it look like, well, we're more traditional. And I think that was one of the reasons it took them so long to get rid of that rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it down.
Anyway, back then Benoit was just killing Kevin Sullivan's family, so
they had autism.
He didn't do that till 07.
So next up we have, now this is a match for the ages, Sabu versus the Disco.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh God.
Okay. I got to come back. I just I've said this before, and I'll say it. I'll say it again. Fuck Sabu. He's a piece of fucking shit.
Yes.
He's a fucking bum. He fucking ruined Melissa Coates' fucking life, ran her in the ground, and now she's fucking dead, and she's like 2 years older than me. Yeah, fuck that piece of shit. Come around begging. I had to bail him out of fucking jail to get him to a booking before down in fucking UWA in Saginaw back in like, what, 2012? Yeah, about 4 years after you made 80 grand for a video game. Fuck you, you piece of shit, fucking loser.
So how did he ruin
Melissa Coates?
She died out here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Melissa Coates was like back in the mid to late 90s, one of the hottest up and coming like female bodybuilders. She was from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Beautiful woman. She had just that good balance of like muscularity and femininity. Absolutely gorgeous. She wanted to get into pro wrestling. And Jennifer Thomas, who was just on my show, worked with her. And Jennifer was like, she couldn't work to save her fucking life. So later on, after the bodybuilding world chewed her up and spit her out because she got the stupid ass collagen, she got these big dumb looking fucking implants. She started dating Sabu because they met in the indie scene. I figure probably because she thought he, with his experience, could elevate her career, because that's what, and I'm going to say this, and I feel bad for saying it, but because that's what fucking ring rats do, is they latch on to somebody who can fucking bring them in and get them over and, elevate their fucking career. So, what she did was it was part ring rat and part, she wanted to wrestle, but she was shit at wrestling. And Sabu fucking, basically she toured with him as Super Genie, and he is, like I said, he's a piece of shit. He's a destitute fucking piece of garbage. GoFundMe for a hip surgery because he didn't have the foresight to save all the money he made from all those fucking years of wrestling to take care of himself. And everybody says, well, these guys deserve insurance. These guys, they're independent contractors. They know what they're doing. Trust me, I did this. I know what it does to your fucking body. And that's why you do it too long and you end up, your life goes away before you're fucking 50 years old. And Sabu led her down a path of drugs and alcohol and pills and bye-bye Melissa at like 43. I mean,
wow. Speaking of drugs, alcohol, pills, and sushi, I saw Sunny recently, and she's looking a lot better. She's doing DDP yoga.
Did she look better than when Dolph Ziggler fucked her?
Dude, she's looking like, she doesn't look like 1990 Sunny, but she's lost a lot of weight. She's starting to look a lot healthier, so good for her.
Good for Sunny.
Yeah.
You talk about a fucking ring rat. She's like the queen of them.
I bet Dolph is texting her again.
Oh, Dolph's like, I'm here to tell the world I'm still fucking Sunny, and she's 55.
I don't care what anyone says, and I don't care what she looked like. Dolph was hitting that. Like, I can't believe I'm fucking Sunny right now.
Oh, dude, yeah. He was the kid fucking his science teacher going like, I'm smashing, yo. Like, he was like in his head. He was like, he was fapping to that fucking copy of WWF magazine that Vince Russo printed out. Bro, let's put a fucking flip out of Sunny, bro. Bro, the kids are going to love it, bro. They're going to fap to it, bro. They'll buy every fucking copy, bro. And that's what fucking happened. It's honest to God's truth, I swear.
Yeah. Didn't she do hardcore porn at one point as well?
She, I don't know. I know, Well, fucking probably. I mean, let's be honest. Like I said, the
Anything
queen of the
for that
rats. Of
drug
course
money.
she did. Yep.
Man, I liked Sunny.
She's like 50 cents is 50 cents.
That's
All I'm
$5.
saying is, at least she put what she had to work. You know.
Oh, she did. Ask Shawn Michaels. She did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy.
So, and
I would like to mention that Pornhub confirms Vinny's comment. Thank you.
Well, you should know, Walton. You spend enough time there looking for trees. You know, did they ever suit your needs yet?
Goddamn.
so I had a bit of a brain fart at the beginning of this Nitro. So at the end of Halloween Havoc, right? Giant takes the title. The Dungeon of Doom is beating the shit out of Hogan. So, and this is why Randy Savage is out of action. Savage and Luger run out to the ring as the baby faces to save Hogan, and they get into the ring, and Luger turns around and starts fucking up the good guys and puts Hogan in a torture rack. And, so Luger turned heel at Halloween Havoc, which, they did some foreshadowing, and I mean, the dude really never... Lex Luger doesn't
It's
make
Lex
a good baby
Luger.
face.
He's always
Yeah,
gonna
I don't know
heel.
what Vince was thinking. Like, the next Hulk Hogan. It's like, people don't like him. And not even that go away energy. It's just some people were meant to be a heel. Triple H meant to be a heel. So Ming and Lex Luger actually team up against the American males and defeat them when Luger puts Bagwell in the torture rack. So, and then next up, this is the basically Luger and Ming was the main event of Nitro, because next up they show the footage from Halloween Havoc. Jimmy Hart betrays Hogan, Luger betrays Hogan, Taskmaster and the Giant lay waste to him. They put Savage out of action, and the Yeti comes down and fucking...
And they do a double bear hug, which is like fucking weird.
That wasn't a bear hug. I made y'all that video. That was rape.
That looked like they were giving Hogan the Eiffel Tower, dude. Like what are you guys doing?
I was like, what the fuck is this?
That was right there. That was Ron Reese and Paul White becoming Eskimo brothers at the expense of Hulk Hogan. Like, I just like it's bad because I just picture Giant was in front of him, Reese was behind him. So like I don't even want do it. Like I feel like John Madden. So Reese came up behind Hogan. He came up behind Hogan. And Hogan is there, and the Giants got him in the bear. Boom, the bear hug. Tough act. It's an act. The instant place for me. But Reese comes up behind him. Pat, have you ever seen this before? Pat comes up behind him, and Hogan is there, and it looks like Shawshank Redemption. And the Wilson sisters left lobe, and then boom, prison rape. It was bad. It was bad, Pat. Back to you, Pat.
We're going to watch this because it was so fucking stupid.
Show the video I sent you. Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
So what do we have? A stupid ad?
He never
Hey, it's Kofi. Randy Orton got him this commercial.
Speaking of Kofi Kingston, I was having some Angel Mama syrup the other day. I'm Jim Cornette.
Why are you thrusting your fucking hips, dude?
Yep.
So, there's so much going on there. Like, I didn't even realize Luger had turned on Savage because the Yeti's coming out. Like, that was one problem with WCW. It's kind of like they shot their load all at once instead of, like, letting it play out.
Yeah, between Giant and Yeti.
Well, I don't know. Once again, like something like that, it takes me back to, him paying attention to what ECW is doing, because every single ECW match damn near ended the same way like that. It was always pandemonium. It was everybody running out to the ring. And I swear that they were taking cues from them.
Yeah. So
AEW does that sometimes too. Seems a little, I don't know.
WS.
Yeah.
So they play the same footage we just watched at the end of Nitro, and then Shivani is back in the middle of the ring with the Dungeon of Doom and Jimmy Hart, and asks why Jimmy Hart turned his back on Hogan. Hart says maybe you'll read about it in his book. or maybe he'll reveal next Monday why he did it live on Nitro. Hart says Hogan is the past, and Kevin Sullivan and the Dungeon of Doom are the future. Luger cuts a promo on cocaine, and then the Giant says he will defend the WCW World Title against anybody, and next week on Nitro he'll defend it live. And that's the end of Nitro for October 30th. I'd be pissed in like today's day and age if they showed a clip for their main event. You know, it seems like, I don't know, so cheap. And then back then it was a different day and age, you know. We didn't have the access to pay-per-view, you know, how we do WWE Network, $10 to see it. Most people are getting to watch their special shows these days. But
right.
If I paid for the pay-per-view and then the next night I tune in and that's the fucking main event, I'd be a little pissed off. Just saying.
Yeah, my cousin used to do that. He'd flip out every time, like, bro, why are you doing that? Just wait a day.
Yeah.
Or get a black box. You know.
See, what I would do before digital cable, I'd order the movie before the pay-per-view for like $3.95, whatever it may have been. And then before the movie was over, I would unplug the cable box. So they'd send the signal to shut the movie off. It would never receive it. You'd plug the cable box back in and you got the pay-per-view.
No shit.
$3.
That's what you call a life hack.
Right.
Damn.
But then thanks to digital cable, you couldn't do that anymore. I was a little sad. Yeah. But I watched most of the pay-per-views because of that. So
that is great.
Yeah.
I had a 1990s version of A Friend's Address, and that's what we used.
Hold on. What was that?
I did the black box.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, man. Free pay-per-view, free every channel, free everything.
Fuck yeah. Unblurred Spice.
Yes. I mean, at any time of day, just, you know, don't go into the living room at 3 a.m. when Dad gets home. You know.
Whoa.
Well,
too much
you don't want to see that.
That's all right.
You don't want to see that, you know. Be sleeping for school, goddammit.
Man, there's something like these kids got it easy. They can just go to Pornhub. It's like you don't know what it was like to watch blurred signals.
Yeah, watch the Spice Channel through.
Make out a kitty.
VHS tapes. Oh, jeez.
You're trying to sneak into the video store and sneak into the X-rated section.
Yes.
Jerking off is a chore. Jerking off is a chore, kids.
Switch
back
to
in the day.
VHSs.
Yeah. They don't know how hard we had it. I had Terry Hatcher on a TV guide at one point. Like, we didn't get the access to
the Sears catalog, everyone. All right, let's not remember that in the early days.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I thought it would be Better Homes and Gardens for you, Walton, you know, with all the pictures of trees and plants.
See, the pages are made out of paper, so that's where it started.
You're always getting inventive, you group of dicks.
Look here. Look at here. Hi, Walt, look here, bud. It's all right. As long as you don't fuck around the cage, you're fine. Fucking, God damn it, Tony. What the fuck's going on here, bud?
I just want to get that. I need to Google
some
that
M&Ms.
TV guide with Terry Hatcher. It was with like Lois and Clark, I think. You got to take a look at that so you guys can see my taste in masturbation material.
Hey, Terry Hatcher was she was on Seinfeld. They're real and they're spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
And so are these M&Ms.
You ever tried the caramel ones?
Ooh, oh, fuck yeah. I got a fucking pound bag of those bitches in a cabinet.
Good man. Good man.
Mm-hmm.
Diabetes.
Munchies at the ready.
Diabetes.
You have diabetes.
I'm Wilford Brimley, and these M&Ms are brought to you by diabetes.
And wine. Lots of wine.
But he goes, I struck my wife. And then he goes, my wife's been dead for 47 years. Who the hell did I strike?
That's one of the best. That's one of the best cutaways on Family Guy.
God damn.
See, I had to wait for a TV guide without Dean Cain on it, you know, or it would have just been fucking weird.
Yeah,
would be thumb over him.
This is what we
Flash
had
Walton.
instead of Pornhub, motherfucker.
You don't need TV when you got the TV guide.
Yeah, I'm like trying to see a titty in that wetsuit she's got on.
Oh my
It's
God, I would have given a testicle.
She was still hot on Desperate Housewives too.
If only you had a testicle, Walton.
Oh, well, I got him.
Did you guys ever see that movie, 2
Really?
Days in the Valley?
That's not what Ashley's saying.
You should check that out. 2 Days in the Valley. She was in that too.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen
She
that
looked
one.
great.
Is it
It was
worth it?
what's the name? Charlize Theron's first movie.
Oh,
I highly
see.
recommended it. That movie was awesome.
I feel like she has AIDS.
like young Terry, like Tango and Cash Terry.
Wait,
I
which
feel
one is
like
it?
Charlize Theron has AIDS. Or
Well, she
there's a
fucked
good-
Sean Penn. She fucked. Well, let's break it down. She fucked Sean Penn, who probably blew
I mean,
El Chapo. So I guarantee you, she's at least got syphilis.
isn't fucking Sean Penn, isn't that like a rite of passage in Hollywood, though?
That's disgusting.
Wow.
He looks. He looked
Remind me never to go to Hollywood.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's face looks like a foot or a horse. Like Sean Penn's face looks like a leather handbag that got soaked and then was like left in the fucking sun on the equator for like 7 years.
All that time in Venezuela.
Yeah, he was down. Sean was down there with fucking El Chapo. I mean, you know, don't kill me, please. You know, yeah.
Point is,
What a cuck.
with Charlize Theron,
I'm
it's
just
at
jealous he
least-
fucked Charlize Theron and I didn't.
It's nice to see an African American.
She's
do
an
so
anti-Semite.
well,
She wouldn't have sex
you know?
with me.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
if I
She's like, you're a
so,
Jew. No.
so basically, wait a minute. Hang on a second here. Wait a
told you,
minute.
cock.
Now, God damn it. So if I slept with Charlize Theron, I could be like, hey, I slept with another black chick.
Yes.
She's African. South, but still she's African, I guess. I mean, I could let it go. She's you know, she wrote the book on man pleasing. It's too bad Loretta doesn't allow white literature in our house, though.
White literature.
I still say the best thing that ever happened to Sean Penn is when they threw him in that jail cell and he cried himself to sleep.
Yeah, I think Keely
Yes.
Chow. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like I wasn't as into her back in the day, but she's aged nicely. I'll give her that.
Mhm.
I can't stand her.
Except
her voice
Her
alone.
and
Holy
Buffy.
shit! I
After
think
that-
I'd rather bash my head against a wall.
after that He-Man show, I agree with you, Vinny. Like I couldn't listen to her fucking voice. Like,
That's
can
why
you
take
imagine
a time machine and go back and watch her during Buffy? And that's
a
all you need.
household?
I couldn't watch it during that either. I'd have to keep it on mute.
A
See,
house-
Christy
uh,
Swanson was my Buffy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Mm.
She's
Yes.
another one that got all the way,
She was too.
all the way around Hollywood.
For the longest time, my brother was like infatuated with Kathy Ireland.
Oh, dude, she was fucking
Oh my
gorgeous.
God, dude!
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy
She was
shit!
one of the girls.
After
Ireland's in the
that,
spec bank.
what was that movie? A Necessary Roughness, where she played
Yeah.
the kicker. Dude,
Oh,
yeah, because
yeah.
that was
Oh,
the time
God.
she was. That was around the time she was on the cover of
yeah.
Sports Illustrated, and she had a very failed acting career, but she was still beautiful and very fappable back then.
Didn't she come
Oh,
from Baywatch originally, or was she a model?
She was a model.
Model.
Is
model.
Yasmin Bleeth on Baywatch?
Yasmin Bleeth was like, and then I did cocaine with Yasmin Bleeth.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Scott Baio gave me pink eye.
Yeah,
Christy
she's-
Swanson, Keely Chow, hail, dude! Absolutely, bro.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Oh God.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
indeed. Dude, fucking Alan Thicke got the banger.
Alan Thicke,
Yep.
like Robin
he, like,
Thicke's
give her a
Robin Thicke's
lecture?
dad.
Yes. He
Get
banged the original Buffy.
That's
He-
awesome.
He wrote a
Props
song
to
about her and
Alan Thicke.
everything. Like this guy was like, he
Fucking
was
legend.
like obsessed with her,
Yeah, I would have
Legend.
fucking written a song about it too.
right?
That's yes.
I bang Swanson.
I picture him giving one of those like nice, like, what was it? Not silver spoons, growing pains.
Growing pains.
Yeah.
I feel like he's giving a nice lecture to her as he's inside of her, which
Yeah, I'd give her
that
some.
would be
growing
nice.
pains.
It's very
It's like,
fatherly.
oh,
She's like, it was very soothing. It was like we lived in Alabama.
oh my
He's
God.
like lecturing her on staying in school as he's plowing away. So
dude,
good
he
for
used to
you,
bang the
Alan Thicke.
hottest broads. Should deep dive into that. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's what she said.
she's all red pilled now. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I follow her on
on
Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
I got to get ready for work, guys. I got to go. I'm sorry. Thank you for inviting me on, dude. This is a lot of fun.
Have a good night, brother.
You're gonna go spank her. I know.
Themselves down, right?
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for being here. Please support independent creators, support everybody on the panel. Share out links when you can, and support your 2 or 3 favorite YouTubers. We do not have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Be good to each other. Peace.
Much love,
Thank
brother.
you, brother.
Have a good night, bro.
Later.
Yeah.
Later.
He loves us and he leaves us.
Yes.
Sounds like my ex.
Speaking of like hot chicks back in the 90s, what's her name? Freaking oh shit. Hold on.
Well, that didn't help.
Sorry. It's from my teacher's wife. I forget her name. She's Asian.
My teacher's wife
is the name of the movie.
I was like, wait a second. Wait. Hold on. Back
Tia
Carrere.
Carrere. Yeah.
She was okay, but I knew her from Wayne's World.
Yes.
Like, she's okay, She just wasn't
She
like my cup of tea.
He makes a very, very, very brief appearance in DC Cab.
Did she?
Yes. Because the one guy with the rollers on kept going on. It's Tia Carrere. It's Tia Carrere.
I was always a Lucy Liu man. Especially after the Charlie's Angels, dude. Okay, so when she's dressed up in that leather, fucking like half like dominatrix, and she's like acting like the boss when she walks, she got them goddamn heels on. I'm just like,
or am I thinking of Irene Cara? Wait a minute.
You mean no Tia?
Am I thinking Irene?
No, Tia.
Cara?
You're thinking of Tia. I think it was Irene her mom.
90s girls were better than today's starlet.
Dude, Anna Nicole Smith in like 1995 when she just had like big tits was hot and blonde. Like, seriously.
Fucking
when she did the Marilyn Monroe Playboy, I still have that
Dude,
fucking
she
Playboy.
was becoming like
thick.
Yeah, she was becoming so damn famous just off of that alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
she
was
was amazing.
She was in that movie. Was it Skyscraper? She was doing those bad action movies.
Well, don't forget Naked Gun 33 and Third.
Oh yeah, dude. Yes. Oh
I didn't
God,
forget that. Come on, man.
Oh God, a lot of those models went because you know what? I remember now. Kathy Ireland was in Loaded Weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved Loaded Weapon.
National
1.
Lampoon's Loaded Weapon.
Loaded Weapon 1.
They made some fun movies.
I gotta. It may not be a '90s girl, or at least the movie. Maybe it was. That movie where Mark Wahlberg played Dirk Diggler or whatever. He had the huge
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights, dude. Heather Graham is the roller skate girl.
Oh shit, dude.
I would still.
I've never seen Boogie Nights.
She's still fucking gorgeous. Like she is beautiful. Like Heather Graham is
so spectacular.
Yeah,
but you know what it is too?
Vinny, Vinny, did you see those in person? You have, haven't you? He fucking has. He has.
She is so hot.
But you know what it is? Just say it. You have, haven't you?
She has such a great personality as well.
That's a yes, folks. That's confirmed. Confirmed. Vinny's
very,
seen him
very
in person.
lovable.
Confirmed. Confirmed.
See,
oh my God.
There are certain girls who've never been told to fuck off in their life, and they've got a real piss poor attitude. But then there are some girls who've never been told to fuck off, and they're happy about it. They've got a good personality. They haven't been jaded. So that sounds like Heather Graham.
Yes.
Guys have been trying to fuck her since she was 11. I'm sure, holding doors open. Yeah. So, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah, dude. I think her father is he's like a big name somewhere. I don't know if it's like one of the 3-letter agencies or something. There's a big connection in her family. I forgot what it was though.
James Graham.
It's not superstar Billy Graham, is it?
No.
What about wasn't there a reverend? Wasn't there one of those televangelists? Billy Graham. Was it Billy Graham?
Yeah,
I guess her dad never forgave her for her role in Boogie Nights.
Oh,
awesome. Thank you, Heather Graham. It was worth it.
Yep.
Her father is a retired FBI agent.
FBI agent.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew he was in something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, back over to Raw on November 6th, 1995. Now, they won this week. They had a rating of 2.6, and they're still in Brandon, Manitoba, Canada, which, again, They cut to Bret Hart in the middle of his entrance in this week's episode. Bret will be in the main event. You're in fucking Canada. Why didn't you show that initial pop? Like, I don't know what WWF was thinking. And it was taped, too. So they intentionally made it like that. They edited it like that. Like, fans want to hear that pop. And I guess that's a lesson Vince hadn't learned yet or something. Because they were trying to sell fucking WWE Pogs when Bret Hart's music hit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were.
Pog these days means fat ass white girl. You got to be more Pacific and less Atlantic.
I mean, fucking circle
Pogs and
cardboard
slammers.
pieces of shit. 1,000 of them for $21. Let's listen. 2
I
cents
actually
a
still
pop.
have my Pogs and some of my slammers.
Really?
Yeah,
I
some of the remember the poison ones? Like that, I have some of those slammers.
Those things caught on fire for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were fucking everywhere, and then they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
So
pretty much
the
overnight.
show. What's that?
I said pretty much overnight. They just
Yeah.
died.
They were everywhere in 7-Elevens and bookstore. I mean, everywhere you could get Pogs and Slammers.
I even have the Kool-Aid ones you had to send like postage in to get.
Those fucking things, they got popular quick. I think it's like the internet came out and everyone was like, "Ah, fuck it." You know,
We got porn now.
So, yeah, exactly. So the show begins with British Bulldog, and he's with Jim Cornette, and they're making their way to the ring to face Marty Jannetty. And the commentators tonight are Vince McMahon and Doc Hendricks. Jerry Lawler will tag tonight with Isaac Yankem against Bret Hart and Hakushi. So, yeah. Bulldog, yeah. He defeats Marty Jannetty pretty soundly. It was a good match. They gave him a good like 20 minutes to wrestle. During the match, Clarence Mason appeared backstage and announced that he's worked his lawyer magic. So December 17th at the In Your House. It's the pay-per-view after the upcoming Survivor Series. British Bulldog will receive his title shot against whoever's the champion at that time after Bret Hart and Diesel clash at Survivor Series. Fuck. All like I was saying earlier, like all British Bulldog did was talk about his title shot. And the thing is, when he came back in 1999 talking that shit, it's like, bro, you've got The Rock, you've got Steve Austin, you've got Mick Foley, you've got Triple H. Who the fuck are you to be talking about a title shot, bro?
I'm the British Bulldog. You know what's what happened to tag team champions with Dynamite Kid 10 fucking years ago.
Yeah, dude, I remember that. That drove me crazy. I'm like, who do you think he is coming to nowhere? So they're never gonna give him another fucking proper shot.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're on Sunday Night Heat. Fuck off.
Right.
Yeah, it was a little just like, it was the same thing as certain people couldn't evolve and adapt to the new age in wrestling. Like I say, you would have Henry Godwin coming out in the Attitude Era. Like,
Oh, that
bro,
was terrible.
here's your fucking chance to become anything you want, to actually be a man and drop this bullshit. And yeah, some people just couldn't adapt.
Yep.
You know, it was like almost like, you know, engineers, media producers and stuff going from analog to digital. Just certain people didn't get it. So
what took out Bulldog? Was it a heart attack?
yeah, something wrong with his heart valve or something.
Well, I mean, you juice that much.
I mean, he didn't ever took steroids. The Bulldog was naturally that big. Just like
Community
everybody
of vitamins.
I think he
Training the
was like
players in the
my
vitamins.
age too. He was
Tony
like
Tone Deaf.
39, maybe early 40s.
He's
Yeah,
not.
he-
Fucked up.
I'm a genetic jackhammer.
See, they gave William Regal, I remember reading about this back in the day. He showed up in WWE as the man's man, and then he left. He got fired because he was so bad on the alcohol and pills or whatever. And the doctor told him like his heart only had like 5% capacity or some shit like that. And he only had a few years to live. And William Regal turned it around, so props to him.
Yeah.
That
I was
dude's
like
a fucking jewel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, his
Great fucking wrestler, and just he had like that it factor, man.
He's one of those guys, man, that was just like the dude can work, and he is the perfect heel. Like his expressions, like if he wanted to actually act, he would probably be a kick-ass actor because he's so expressive in his inflection when he does his promos. Like I said, and this isn't even his, like I said, his between the ropes, the dude is money. Like he's money.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, this cat deserves way more than what he got.
And he was one of the most
definitely.
memorable Raw GMs, you know, outside of the ring. He was spectacular. So props to him. It sucks, you know, Davey Boy Smith couldn't pull out, you know.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and he died early. So we get a pre-recorded segment. I wrote down in my notes of Donald Trump dressed as Bill Clinton, but it's a pretty good Clinton impression. Like at first I wasn't looking at the screen, I'm taking my notes, and I thought it was Bill Clinton. And then I had to turn around and rewind it. I'm like, wait, that's not Bill. But Bill Clinton is talking about, you know, the UN sets the standard for whatever, and the WWF does the same thing. And because of that, he will be attending the 1995 Survivor Series. It was real quick, kind of out of nowhere.
Is it
And when
Daryl Hammond?
Maybe. When I mean out of nowhere, it's like British Bulldog defeated Marty Jannetty. And then it cuts to this pre-recorded segment of Bill Clinton, and then cuts back to Doc Hendricks interviewing Bulldog and Cornette, who complain about the match at Survivor Series. So the match booked is Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, Psycho Sid, and Ahmed Johnson versus Dean Douglas, Yokozuna, Razor Ramon, and Owen Hart. And Owen Hart, Yokozuna, Cornette, Bulldog, they're all in it together right now. So Cornette's complaining that Gorilla Monsoon, it's supposed to be like a strange Bedfellows match or whatever. Cornette's complaining that Gorilla Monsoon is attempting to divide the powers in the WWF, and he's playing politics. Bulldog literally gets the mic and talks about his fucking title shot.
Because of course he does.
Yeah, because that's all he and he's like, "I'll finally have my title shot at the next In Your House after Survivor Series." And he's like all being specific. See, Diesel and Bret Hart will wrestle, and it's like, dude, we just heard all this. We get it. December.
You know what he was there. His promos always felt like, you know, like the handicap younger brother, and it's like, yeah, just let him do his thing, and then he'll leave.
Dark fucking times, man. That's almost like, you know, building the brand around Lashley, but it's British Bulldog, you know. So over the weekend at WWF Superstars, Bam Bam Bigelow challenged Goldust to a match at Survivor Series. So, yeah, that should be interesting. Speaking of Henry Godwin, he defeats Terry Richards. And Terry Richards looks like a fat Harry Kane.
And that sucks because that's Rhino.
Was it?
That's Rhino.
I was thinking he looked familiar. I'm like,
yeah, dude. Terry Richards is Rhino. This was him when he first broke in to the big time.
Let's take a look at fucking Rhino. Oh, there he is. There he is.
When he first started,
Holy
he was homeless. He was homeless and living in his car.
I guess that is Rhino.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Why does he look so fucking familiar?
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't even realize it.
He does. He looks like a fat Harry Kane, though.
Yep.
Me a little bit.
Except he's like fucking 5'8".
There we go. Boom. This is from that same episode.
He is honestly, and dude, trust me, this was not a good look for him without the facial hair.
No.
He did not look good without the facial hair.
Like, who
but
is that fucking guy? He looks so familiar.
Legit one of the nicest fucking names I have ever worked with. Never once did he want to talk about himself. He was like, so what are you, how long have you been in? What are your goals? Where have you worked? You know, what do you want to do? Where do you see your gimmick going? how do you evolve? Like, that's like the kind of shit he talked about. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there going like, holy fuck, I'm talking to Rhino. You know, like I was like in my head, like, you know, I'm being professional, but like I'm marking the fuck out in my head. I'm like, this guy is amazing. And I'm like a foot taller than him.
That's hilarious.
But he's so fucking cool. Like, such a nice guy.
That is awesome.
Chris Fisk, I did not know Asia Carrera delivered her own baby by herself in a Utah log cabin.
Wasn't
That's
she
some
Tia's?
Abraham
She was
Lincoln
Tia's
shit.
mom, wasn't she? Wasn't
That's
Asia-
some
Asia-
Abraham Lincoln shit.
Wow.
She should be president.
No, that wasn't her mom.
Wasn't Asia her mom? I don't
No,
know.
Oh, Asia
Asia-
Carrera was a fucking porn star.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea. I don't know.
I fucking love Lucy Liu and
Yes.
Kill Bill. That's my favorite fucking, almost one of my favorite scenes in any movie when fucking she just looks right before this brutal, bloody fucking fight.
I know what you're gonna say.
The snow's just falling. She just looks so fucking delicate, you know?
Yeah.
It was just such a beautiful fucking scene.
Doesn't she like take her shoes off?
Yeah, and steps into the snow
Yes.
barefoot, and it's like, holy fuck, man. It was
Such a Tarantino shot too.
It
But
was-
she
Of
does have
course.
pretty feet. She does
Like,
have pretty feet though.
to
so.
encapsulate like the calm before the
Yep.
storm. Like that was just so well shot.
And that's it too. She's a very lithe woman. She is very, like you said, delicate looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
but
they're
then
going to redo that. They're going to redo that movie. They're going to redo that shot, and they're going to put Brie Larson's feet in there.
Oh fuck!
No, they're
Wait,
gonna put
Tommy.
her pancake ass instead because it's sagging
You mean
to the snow.
Tommy? You mean her? Tommy, you mean her talons? Her talons are gonna.
I'm telling you, Final Death Star did a thing the other day on Big Feet, and I thought for sure that he was going to call her out.
That's what you call a wasted opportunity.
We've got the Heather Grahams and the Lucy Liu's. Like, who the fuck are you, Brie Larson? Like, and look, I'm all for anybody making it, and but her attitude, like, you don't.
Pure shit.
Yeah, you haven't earned that attitude, woman. Like, you're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Mm-hmm. Dude, how about Lucy Liu in Payback? Remember that? The Mel Gibson movie?
Yes.
She was like the dominatrix for the dude with the blonde
Yeah,
hair.
dude, you're talking about a dominatrix and Lucy Liu in the same sentence. Yes, I fucking remember, bro. Yes, yes, I remember.
I've actually not seen all of Payback.
Oh, dude, you have to.
Yeah, at that moment I was like, "Fuck a safe word, just hurt me."
Well, if Brie Larson would have,
damn.
she would have ever showed up in the WCW ring, I think her nickname would have been the Housewife. Prove me wrong.
No lies detected. No lies detected, sir.
She's also a breast cancer survivor.
Oh, really?
Know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah, that's a fucking actress. I like Lucy Liu.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So, where are we
more
at
stuff.
now?
I
Henry
think we're on
Godwin.
Raw.
Yeah, Henry Godwin defeats Rhino, and then after the match, Triple H attacks Henry Godwin from behind and pedigrees him on the concrete, and then Henry Godwin comes out to the ring with a bucket of pig shit or slop or something.
Slop.
Slop.
Triple H pours it all over fucking Henry Godwin, and it looks like it was made in catering. There are chunks of apple and all kinds of shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
So then the Undertaker and Paul Bearer. It's Todd Pettingill. He's running down the Survivor Series card, but as he announces the matches, we go to quick little promos, and it starts with the Undertaker and Paul Bearer. And Taker's match is going to be him, Fatu, Henry Godwin, and Savio Vega, and they're going to face the Royals: King Mabel, Jerry the King Lawler, the American Blue Blood Triple H, and the King of Crowns, Isaac Yankem DDS. Then they go over to Diesel's match, and Diesel cuts a promo on Bret Hart and says for the third time it'll be man against man, and they will finally find out who's the best. And Diesel doesn't like Bret's odds, which is weird because the promo last week, Bret said it feels like the odds are in his favor, seeing how there's no count out, no DQ, no time limit. Bret can really drag it out, and he can win Diesel. He can outstand him with Diesel. So they both think the odds are best for them. So good for them. Then we have Kama Mustafa with Ted DiBiase, and he defeats Tony Roy. And this is when they start pimping the Pogs out, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's apropos they start pimping some fat ass white girls when the pimp is up.
Exactly.
Because pimping ain't easy.
He's right up the street from me too. He owns
I
Cheetahs
missed
now.
yeah, because my dumbass got sick before Horror Hound, I missed smoking weed with him. Do you know how pissed off that makes me?
Hated.
He owns the strip club that Jesse Spano worked at in the movie Showgirls.
Fucking Showgirls and Jesse Spano. You're killing me, dude. Elizabeth Berkley was so hot in that movie.
I did not like her in Saved by the Bell, and then we put on Showgirls, and I'm like, oh.
Her fucking skyscraper ass legs and those fucking heels. I'm just like, yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there some weird scene where she put like lipstick on her nipples when she went to fucking bang that dude who beat the shit out of her friend or something?
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, dude, she beat the shit out of that guy, and I'm like, all of a sudden, yeah, fuck you, Draven. all of a sudden, she's beating the shit out of this guy, and I'm like, this doesn't look too bad, honestly.
Someone
like,
showed
maybe
that
I can
to
pay her
Brie
to spit
Larson.
on me.
Like, if you're kicking the shit out of dudes and you're topless, we don't mind. But
What's like, that's a good segue for Jennifer Thomas, who will be back on the show soon with one of her friends. So
nice.
that'll be, yeah,
she's make that one.
She's bringing, dude. Okay, so Tony, I'm going to set you up with tickets and VIP passes to the event on November 13th if you're available to go.
Sweet.
Jennifer just told me, she goes, put me in touch with him, and I'll get him backstage passes and VIPs, all that shit, because you live in Vegas, and that's where the Women on Fire run their shows. Nice. So yeah, you're gonna get to do exactly what I would freaking die to do is hang out with all these awesome fucking badass hot women all night, and and do interviews and shit, bro.
We can put her with Draven and Kai at the beginning of the Wednesday intro. She'll just be like, "Fuck you, Etep,"
and all of a sudden I'll just be, yep. I'm fine with that. I'll pay her to say that shit. I try, shit. Yeah. It's all good, man.
I'll fucking pay her to say shit.
just she can be as demeaning as possible, and I'm fine with it. I have no shame at all, none. Mazel tov.
So get sharper heels, step all over me, get on my sack.
Yes. All of that is fine. I'm good with it.
The more Dom she gets, the more his Jewish accent comes out.
I'll be like, I'm throwing shekels at you. God, just here, you kick me again, you're going to knock more gold coins out of my sack around my neck.
I won't fish bits.
Yeah, Keely, I've got Jessica Alba in that one.
Oh, yeah, I'd take Jessica Alba in that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Wait, Vince on Fox. Wait. He's okay. Hang on a second. Hang on.
So look, we're gonna do it on SmackDown, and no, Teddy Long's not making it a tag team match, and the Undertaker is not in play. No, Teddy Long is dead, but Vince McMahon's still alive. It's gonna be Brie Larson. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm still here, and he's not. That was Talon Feet Larson versus Jessica the Herpes Al.
That was SmackDown for 5 years straight. Was an
Still,
opening promo. Two people would have beef, then someone else would come out, then someone else, and then Teddy Long would come out and say, "We's gonna have a 6-man tag play." Like, I'm so fucking tired of 6-man tags. They're pointless.
Having been in a plethora of those, they're fucking miserable. The only thing worse than a 6-man tag match as a worker is an 8-man tag where you've got four corners tag match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, try working that drunk in a fucking 14x14 ring.
I always found that concept so ridiculous too.
Stupid.
If you're going to have 4 separate teams,
stupid.
Number one, it should always be elimination.
Yeah,
should always be elimination because what's the point of having the other teams out there if just say one team could never get tagged in?
Yeah.
It's stupid. It should always been elimination. If they would at least made it all elimination, it would have made those matches better.
So not
guys in the ring at once.
Not to go all Kevin Nash, but that's
how one from each team.
we booked ourselves into the, like, when we got the tag titles, the promoters are like, well, because it was a 4 corners elimination match, they're like, well, they came to us, they're like, you guys are going over, you know, you're the vets, how do you want to, like, kind of, how do you want to do it? And we're like, we're not gonna fucking come in until almost everybody's gone. You know, like the fucking, you know, the second, you know, one team gets out, you know, we'll fucking go do shit on the outside, you know, some dirty heat spots, you know, some heel spots, go back to, you know, sell what, you know, I'm just getting a drink, you know, whatever. But we had this, you know, my buddy, my tag partner's wife was fucking hot. She'd come out, you know, fucking show out for the crowd, and we'd fucking be punching somebody behind her, you know, the cameraman would be watching us punch them, and she's just standing there kind of showing her fucking fake tits off. But no, and then, you know, we that's what we did. We're like, we'll fucking come in at the end of the match, like it's us and the fucking, who did we go over on? I think it was the little fucking pygmies, the twins. They were like 5'5", and they were each like 110 pounds. So we just ragged all these little cunts, you know. And the one match, I was so drunk, I Shawn Michaels versus Hogan. You know what I'm talking about, where he oversold everything.
Oh,
I bumped for this little 5'5", 115-pound fuck. I bumped for him like 13 fucking times. Dude, he hit me with a drop kick. I bumped, got up, and bumped again.
It was like him?
Oh no, dude. They were good kids. I was just like, I had not a ill will towards either of them. Tyler and Dean are good kids, but I was drunk and I was like, if you're gonna, we were still going over. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, whatever.
Gotcha,
We went backstage and the promoter's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I wanted to make him look strong. He goes, are you and the motherfucker just shook his head at me, and I walked away. I'm like, don't tell me what to fucking do when I go out. That's like, we had the match booked and you want to change it. No. That's because I'll do shit like that because I'm drunk and I don't fucking care. Like, dude's like, okay, he's like, I'm gonna hit you with a plancha, then I'm gonna go around, we're gonna do a 619 after. I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh yeah, dude, it was fucking funny. I was taking all kinds of shit. Like, they did a double drop kick. I let them hit a double leg drop on me. Both their little fucking munchkin asses flying off the turnbuckles like rogue garden gnomes. It was great.
Oh my god!
I love those short little
brother.
fuckers.
I've actually seen the Rogue Garden Gnomes, brother, and we can't wait to get them in production. They're going to be wonderful. The fans want them. Rogue Entertainment wants them. Fuck you, Walton.
Are they made of wood?
They are made out of knotty pine.
They're made out of tree sap and love.
Speaking of tag matches, we're at the main event now, which is Jerry Lawler and Isaac Yankem, and they defeat Bret Hart and Hakushi via disqualification because Hart has Yankem in the sharpshooter, and Lawler comes in not even with it was like a plastic school chair. It wasn't even like a folding steel chair. It was a fucking molded plastic fucking chair. And he's going to go hit Bret Hart with it, but Hakushi's international attaché, Barry Horowitz, basically his guide.
His Jew guide.
Yes, he jumps in the ring and grabs the chair from Lawler. And then the ref turns around, sees Horowitz with the chair, and calls for the DQ. So, that's basically the end of Raw. They fucking go to their commercial and then come back to hype the next week's episode, which we'll get there next week. A very lackluster Raw, in my opinion. Very lackluster. Vince needs to start stepping it up soon. Like, again, I get why they got their ass kicked for 2 years, and I can't wait for that to start happening. I'm a little disappointed that this was the winner for the evening because it wasn't a good episode of Raw by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. When you have Lawler as a fucking main event, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was still working regularly in Memphis at that point.
I know, and I couldn't stand it. I don't know. Seeing that guy, he should have retired a long ass time ago.
He had the glorious mullet. He had the mullet at this point.
Wanting to wrestle after his heart attack and going down to Puerto Rico and shit. Yeah. Like, in fact, back then he was going down to Puerto Rico to wrestle all the time. And they were telling him, if you were down there when you had your heart attack, you wouldn't have made it. Like,
No, not down there.
No way.
No.
Piper knows. He was like, yeah, that's where they stabbed me. Sweet
No, a
baby
lot.
Jesus.
Chris Fisk, Jerry Lawler's child abuse charges are of another nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puppies. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
he was
puppies.
dating
Oh my
Kat
God.
when she was a teenager. Like we're talking about these Raws back then and him main event, and he was dating Kat back then.
Yeah.
So
That is.
yeah.
I remember that shit too. I'm like, when my cousin first told me, because he was getting all the magazines and shit. He's like, yeah, he's banging her. That sick fuck. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no way. It's
And
just
he
a show.
legitimately was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude,
like, oh my God.
What's her
She
name?
was fun to watch though. She was a good personality for us.
You know what? Jacqueline. Remember Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Jackie, the black chick.
Yep.
Jamie Dundee told me they were in the locker room in Memphis, and he come back, and him and Wolfie come back after a tag match, and he goes, it was fucked up because Jackie was supposed to blow me after the show. He goes, I come back to the locker room. He goes, right before the main, and Jerry fucking Lawler. And he goes, there was fucking like 6 dudes, and she's back there like 2 hands in her mouth, like going to fucking town in the fucking shower. No
What
shit.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Miss Texas back there on her fucking knees, back blowing the fucking half the locker room, all the fucking heels back there getting head from this fucking bed. It was so fucking because like I thought dude, I'm sorry. I always thought she was hotter than Sable. Because like I did. I always thought Jackie was hotter.
Yeah, you had yourself a little jungle fever. It's okay, buddy.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. Love my Nubian goddess, man. Serena Williams. I know you like white boys. Holler at me. I'm Jewish too. Holler at me.
She's about your height too.
Yes, she is. She can probably bench press me, and I'm all right with that.
I feel like that would be like having sex with Omar Epps.
If Omar got extensions.
Like Jackie, I can see, but Serena Williams, it's like I can't.
I like me some Serena.
So, over on Nitro, they're coming to you live from Jacksonville, Florida. They scored a rating of 2.0, making them the weekly loser. And Eric Bischoff figures out a way to make money off Nitro, like directly. They introduced the show and announced that tonight the fans call the shots. The fans get to book the main event, and all you have to do is call this 900 number and tell Nitro who you want to see in the main event tonight. Now, they were betting on Flair versus Sting being the pick. Fans can pick from the red team, which is the heel team of Flair, Ming, Diamond Dallas Page, the Blue Bloods, Big Bubba, Shark, or Scott Norton. Now, what I would have liked to have seen is like them, book the Blue Bloods versus a babyface or something, a tag team versus a single wrestler. That would have been funny. And it seems like something more likely that would happen in this day and age. But the blue team is Sting, Johnny B. Bad, Hacksaw, Dave Sullivan, Alex Wright, the Nasty Boys, and JL. I would have done like the Blue Bloods versus Dave Sullivan, just to piss Bischoff off. So basically, you call this 900 number, spend an ass load of money, probably as much as one of the sex lines back then, and you get to pick the main event. So Bischoff mentions that Flair and Sting is a probability, but reminds the audience of what Luger did to Savage at Halloween Havoc. And Savage isn't there tonight, Savage is there tonight, but he's not cleared to wrestle, but he wants to get his hands on Luger. So we get our WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. The Giant versus Cobra, and Giant kills Cobra in about 9 seconds, if that.
Yep.
Real
16.
quick match.
We had a dark match too. We had Jim Duggan going over on Big Bubba Rogers with his suit and suspenders.
That's a lot of meat.
That's a fucking hoss fight. That match lasted a couple minutes. It was one of those, just wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's get this
Yeah.
done and go home, man.
Hacksaw was fun to watch live.
Mhm.
He really was.
I saw him in WWF and WCW. Yeah, he knew how to work the crowd.
Oh, when you're that high on coke, man, dude, you have so much
Yes.
energy.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So we've got a 900 number live tonight, which means like every 10 seconds we're going to go back into the locker rooms and hype it up, which means Mean Gene is in the red locker room. He hypes up the 900 number again. Meanwhile, Shivani is in the blue babyface locker room, where Sting is talking like he doesn't know the only way up Space Mountain is via helicopter.
That oddly enough, that was a nickname for my office when I worked for Chrysler, was Space Mountain.
So
I'm not going to tell you why, but it was.
Hogan and Savage and I guess Ted Kaczynski, some guy. I'm like, how do I not know who that is? But later the commentators mentioned that they didn't know who it was, so I don't feel as bad. They're in Venice Beach, but it was 1990s Venice Beach before the dark times,
Before the
poop
homeless.
and needles. Yeah,
For the poop and
Yeah.
needles and the homeless.
Yeah. So you can tell Hogan's afraid of the Giant because he's keeping that upper lip smooth as demanded. He keeps shaving that mustache off. And that they just talk some shit. I mean, doesn't move the needle
With
at
a
all.
homeless guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first homeless guy at Venice Beach hanging out with Savage and Hogan. So Kevin Sullivan with Jimmy Hart books himself to defeat Renegade. And
You mean Dollar Store Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, and he beats Dollar Store to the point that Jimmy Hart comes in afterwards, and no one's holding Renegade down or nothing. Jimmy Hart just comes in with his cum rag and fucking starts wiping the face paint off of fucking Renegade, which made him look weird because by the time they were done, it looked like he was just wearing eye makeup.
Renegade's like, why is this thing crusty?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't get any more salt in my eyes.
We
please.
cleaned up after Jacqueline in the locker room.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it was exactly. It was
You had a
Goddamn.
suit for that, right?
Let me tell you something, brother.
fucking Jackie. Maybe she was Superhead. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother. We went into the locker room and Piggywood was running wild in her mouth.
It's like halfway into it, Hogan asked her if she's related to Booker T.
Oh my
We
gosh.
must be cousin. I don't. So,
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
so Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit face
Savage
off
tonight,
again.
and I don't mean Randy.
Are you Randy, baby?
She is.
They've been having like a killer like set of matches between Eddie Guerrero and Benoit the past few weeks.
Mhm.
I just want to mention that.
Oh,
Unless
yeah,
we're
dude,
still
their
talking
matches
about
were- their matches were always insane.
yeah.
So much fun to watch.
But okay, so it's weird because Chris Benoit debuted like a week after Eddie Guerrero, but it feels like they're trying to protect Benoit more than
Mhm.
Guerrero because Guerrero did the job first time they met, and now Guerrero beats Benoit, but Benoit's feet were on the ropes, and the referee didn't see it. And I even wrote in my notes here, it's like Heenan took exception to how the match ended, but the way Bischoff and Mongo McMichael and everyone else is acting, they treated it like the 2020 election. Like, oh yeah, his feet was on the rope, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. They're like, we
What are
don't
you
have
gonna
time
do?
to check the replay. So
Yeah, we don't have time to check the They treated it just like the 2020 election.
That's basically what it was. They're like, you know what? We don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're all
Yeah.
crazy conspiracy theorists.
So Heenan calms his nerves by drinking some sake that he received from his Japanese friends. So, God, this went by quick. So, we're at the interactive match now, the main event, and it is Sting versus Ric Flair. And Sting defeats Flair via the Scorpion Deathlock, but he refuses to let the submission hold go. So wrestlers from the back start coming out to talk sense into Sting, and then Sting finally releases it and walks about halfway up the entrance ramp. But then
and runs
says,
back.
Yeah.
He runs back. Yeah.
He runs back, puts Flair in it again, and then here comes heel Lex Luger. And him and Sting are best friends. So we haven't really seen this dynamic yet since Luger turned heel. And he whispers something into Sting's ear, and they leave together with the fans wondering what's going on. They don't know if Sting's turning heel or not. And it left me wondering, when the fuck is August 1996 going to roll around?
Mm-hmm.
Not soon enough, brother. Let me tell you something here. It's Randy Cocaine Savage. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. I can't wait till 1996 when Bears of the Beach happens and Hogan turns heel. Oh, yeah. Because then the cream always rises to the top. Oh, yeah. Like my heart attack when I hit that fucking tree. I couldn't take it after Elizabeth was gone. I blame Lex Luger. He's a piece of shit with a stupid face. Oh, yeah.
What happened here, brother?
I don't know.
We were the powers. We're the mega powers. What happened here, brother?
Look, man, you shouldn't have been fucking Bubba the Love Sponge's wife and dipping your wick in mine too. Yeah, let me tell you. She's not a candle. Yeah, you put in the flame, you dip in the wick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, stir in the pot. Stir in the pot, Hulkster.
Speaking of that, whatever happened to his brother, Poffo, the other Poffo?
He's still around.
Yeah, he's around, dude. He retired.
Leaping Lenny? Or
yeah, Leaping Lenny.
Yeah,
and their
he
dad
does-
was Angelo.
He does, like, I've seen I think it was A&E doing wrestling documentaries not that long ago. He was on there talking about his brother, because he did a Randy Savage one, and he's on, like, WWE Network documentaries. And I used to listen to the PW Torch livecast, the Pro Wrestling Torch, with Wade Keller. And he would come on there and talk with Wade Keller every few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like including not long after Randy Savage died, he came on and, you know, shared some memories and talked for a little bit.
Yeah, he was the last guest on Piper's Pit before Piper passed away.
Yeah. And
But,
not to beat a dead horse.
Yeah.
Oh, you're calling me a dead horse now.
Well,
Are you
I'm thinking
deaf?
and thinking Luger
I
came out.
I didn't know Kathleen Kennedy was in the house, brother.
Is that Sarah Jessica Parker? Oh, yeah. I thought I smelled Matthew Broderick.
I'm just thinking maybe Luger came down to the ring and whispered in Sting's ear that Jackie was back there in the shower, and that's what made him release the hold on Rick. But
Woo! I want to go get me some head. Woo! I'm gonna introduce her to the Nature Boys helicopter. She's gonna take a ride to Space Mountain.
She likes to suck a grip of pellet.
Goddamn.
I'm drunk.
Really?
Dude, you're on fire tonight, though.
It'll
Space
be
Mountain's
fine.
been broke down for about 25 years.
Let me tell you something today, brother. It's like Friday when I had about 7 edibles. Oh, yeah, but it's only half of that, but about 4 glasses of wine, which is actually a bottle. Oh, yeah. Good thing I got tomorrow off.
maybe that flight attendant thought it was Ric Flair's dick, but it was Big Show's thumb.
Oh, Big Show, we got them hammerhead thumbs like fucking, what was that girl's name that was the Transformer? Megan Fox? The one that was married to Brian Austin Green, the white rapper. Oh, yeah, serial killer thumbs. Looks like a
But I'll tell you what, Tony, brother. I think you're giving Flair a little bit too much credit with the big show thumb there, brother.
I'd still dip my wick in Ric Flair's daughter. Oh, yeah.
You know what I gotta say to you, Pigomania? Fucking Randy Savage's 5-minute spot in Spider-Man is more memorable than any fucking movie you did.
Yes.
Oh, Piggywood was running wild, brother. We were everywhere. It's not the amount of action that you put out there and the content you put out there. It's just the amount of it, brother. Everything and everywhere. That's where we're at. He really was, though. He was fucking doing every kind of like lousy second tier B-rated movie available.
Yeah.
Thunder in Paradise. Need I say more?
I never
That's
never
what got
watched
the
it.
temple, isn't it?
It was fucking horrible. And I was a Hogan fan since I was a kid, you know, like he was the one guy in the Fed like I really, really like to follow. even when I was watching like the NWA shit, it was like I would go to WWF because I knew Hogan would be there on the big shows, and yeah, fucking like his. I watched all his stupid movies like Mr. Nanny and all that bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh
us
God,
did.
what was the one? What was the one? Yeah, what was the one he did where the Undertaker and God, somebody else was in it too. They were like space aliens hunting him down, like Urban Commando. Urban Commando,
Urban
I think
Commando.
it was, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Who else was in that? Because it was Mark Calloway and somebody else. Because it was the two big guys that they brought in.
I don't remember.
Can't believe Vince would let. Well, I guess Taker wasn't Taker back then, but
No, I don't think he was.
Who are you kidding, Tone Deaf? I didn't let anything happen. But it was all Linda's fault. I had a seizure.
Jesus, I think I just made myself dizzy.
Vince was also in the showers helping her out.
Jacqueline swallowed my genetic jackhammer.
While Linda watched in a wheelchair.
Those poor referees.
Oh my god, dude! This stream is gonna go down in the history of this channel. It's probably one of the most off the wall wrestling streams ever.
I'm telling you. Well, in the cast, they actually have him listed as the Undertaker.
Do they really?
Yeah. I really don't recall that, but you remember Christopher Lloyd was in that too.
Yep.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that movie. I remember the name of it, but I don't remember it at all.
Etep versus his wife in the match. Oh, yeah. Well, she's got the health insurance. I'll job out.
Now that she's Magneto.
She is Magneto.
Yeah,
I can't fuck around anymore, dude. I put the helmet on. She's like, I'm like, stop.
So wait. When she's sleeping, do you just like grab more refrigerator magnets and you just throw it on her just to see?
I'm going to tonight. I'm going to when she goes to sleep. I'm going to grab all the magnets off the refrigerator. She's going to think we have like a fucking poltergeist in the morning because all the pictures are going to be on the floor and all the magnets are going to be organized like I'm autistic on the fridge. And I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them all and just start throwing them on her arm. She's going to wake up and be like wrecking shit. And I'm going to be like, what are you doing, Linda? I don't know.
Is it just the one arm?
Yeah, it's just the one arm, dude. It's going to be insane. I can't wait.
Yeah. Take photos. I want to see like how far like they could go down before they start to fall off.
No, like wait till she gets her second one, then we'll like do it to both arms.
Oh shit.
And Chris, I just got to say, watching diarrhea in a hot tub is more appealing than watching Thunder in Paradise again.
Yeah. That's actually a good analogy, honestly.
Yeah, he definitely was the Undertaker at the time.
Jeez,
the Commando was 1991.
Yep, that was like the purple and fucking black gimmick Undertaker right there.
No, actually, I think that was when he still had the gray gloves, wasn't it?
That like breaks character, I can't believe he was so protective over.
Oh yeah, they protected the shit out of that gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, up until he did the American Badass.
He ran with the gray gloves and the gray like shin covers for over a year and a half.
He started coming out to fucking Limp Bizkit like, fuck, dude. Kid Rock is, if you're gonna do it, Kid Rock, but Limp Bizkit, fuck that. Like, what was with WWE? Like, getting into Limp Bizkit fucking 4 years after everyone decided they fucking hated Fred Durst.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I don't know. They're all crazy. When I worked at McFarlane, they were going to make figures of him, and I talked them out of it.
Jesus.
Like,
fuck Limp. Dude, Limp Bizkit was hot for like fucking 15 months.
I liked Limp Bizkit.
Me too, for like 15 months.
Break stuff was my shit, man.
I hate
it.
I thought you were going to say something about chocolate starfish.
No.
When break stuff dropped, I like when that chocolate starfish shit dropped. That's when I was out of them.
I still have the
first
CD.
2 albums were okay.
I have the CDs here somewhere.
I still do. They're right in my garage in a box. My kid loves. I played he likes the fucking Undertaker, like the Rollin' fucking Limp Bizkit. I played that for him because we listen to a lot of wrestling themes in the he fucking loves that shit. I'm just
fucking hated their third album. Like, I'm done with these motherfuckers. And then not long after, everyone else followed suit. So I'm glad I was ahead of that trend.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude. If it wasn't for Corden, they never would have did anything.
Yeah,
Corden is the one that brought them up.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I still have my red Yankees hat. Yeah.
I'll just put some letters on that.
Fred Durst is a
Make the
fucking
Yankees
piece of
good
shit.
again. No. Sorry,
The
I'm very
Yankees are
tired today.
Yankees are my team, man.
All I'm
Hey,
saying is
you're talking to a New Yorker.
he fucked his drummer's wife, dude. You don't do that, man.
Yeah.
You don't fuck your drummer's wife.
That's what he did. Wow.
You don't
I was
fuck
gonna
your
say,
drummer's
you know
wife,
when-
and you're not a Mets fan.
No, when I lost the most respect for him is actually when he got into that beef with the lead singer of Creed and he bitched out. Right after he socked Marilyn Manson in the face. Like, really? Like, what a bitch.
Wow.
I don't remember that. Because let me give my story real quick, and then I want to hear this, Tommy, because one reason I fell out of Limp Bizkit was because they announced a show for Las Vegas. They quit playing Limp Bizkit on the radio out here after this. They announced a show for Vegas. Tickets went on sale. It didn't sell out the first day. They canceled the show, and Fred Durst said Vegas doesn't show us enough love. They canceled it like 2 days after tickets went on sale. They canceled it and said, y'all ain't showing us enough love. And it was pretty, there were a lot of tickets sold, but it just wasn't sold out. And that, like, everyone in Vegas was like, well, fuck you. They quit playing them on the radio out here.
Wow.
And fuck Limp Bizkit, man. But what did he do to Scott Stapp now? Like, how did he bitch out?
Oh, well, basically what happened is he had attacked Marilyn Manson before it. And I don't remember exactly how the feud got started, but it was something about, I think pretty sure he was like bitching to him about his Christian rock take on everything. So he called Fred Durst out and said, I'll beat your ass any place, anywhere. And Fred bitched out. He bitched out to him. And it was like, no, I'm not all about that. I'm not really. That ain't the kind of shit that you say on your albums. Like, you're supposed to act like you're street. You're really tough from Jacksonville, Florida. Go on, show it. And he didn't. He bitched out and he ran and he hid.
That's
the same thing with those dudes from Lincoln Park. They were talking shit to freaking Slipknot. And that freaking drummer went over there and damn near flipped their RV on them, trying to get them to come out.
That's hilarious.
That's fucking funny.
No, it was the bass player, the big guy, the one that died.
I remember during the MTV Music Awards and Christina Aguilera, and she was still pretty new, you know, and she was getting her opportunity to perform in front of a large audience. You know, it's the MTV Music Awards, and they were, in my opinion, they were a little bigger back then.
They were way bigger.
Fred Durst decided to come out unannounced and make it a duet because he was trying to hit on Christina Aguilera and make a romantic gesture, and she was fucking pissed. She's like, who is this motherfucker to come out and ruin my performance? Like, she fucking despised him after that. So he's such a douchebag that, you know, that made me feel good. Like, good for you, Christina. Good for you.
Where Christina Aguilera, kiss my grits.
The last thing I remember about Scott Stapp, though, is his solo album was the only thing left at Sam Goody when they were going out of business. Nobody wanted that shit.
What about him getting drunk on stage and forgetting the lyrics to their own fucking song?
Yeah, I heard he was kind of a douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
So Tony, I looked it up. And so what happened is in June 2000, Limp Bizkit performed at the WXRK Dysfunctional Family Picnic, but showed up an hour late for their set. An Interscope spokesman stated that there was confusion over the band's set time. And during the band's performance, Durst started criticizing Creed singer Scott Stapp, calling him an egomaniac. That's how it actually started. And then it went on as a battle of words back and forth between them, like whether it was on stage or whether it was in articles, to the point where, he had actually told Durst that he would meet him any place, anywhere. And then that's when Durst bitched out.
Check this out. I actually found an article from MTV.com, October 24th, 2000.
Yes.
Las Vegas station drops Limp Bizkit from playlist. It was Extreme Radio, but a rock station in Las Vegas has pulled Limp Bizkit from its playlist and urged listeners to return copies of the band's new album, Chocolate Starfish. After the group canceled a show in the city, the station KXTE, which is Extreme Radio, claimed the band was to have played November 20th show at Las Vegas's Thomas and Mack Center, but backed out. In addition to the call for a recall, the station began airing a parody theme song of the Beverly Hillbillies last week with lyrics accusing frontman Fred Durst of canceling the show because he thought he could make more money elsewhere. KXTE stopped playing the song Friday morning and yanked an MP3 from its site at the request of Limp Bizkit's management. And fans are too pissed off for us to play an artist that doesn't support Vegas. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, fucking, it was a real douchey thing for Fred Durst to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Fred Durst who, you know, the rest of the band wasn't so bad, you know. So it's maybe the bass player.
I like Steve
He was
Borland.
spun out. Like, what's that?
Is it Steve Borland or whatever? Is the bass
Wes
player?
Borland.
Wes Borland, that's
Wes
it.
Borland, yeah, Wes Borland, the guitar
And then he
player.
fucked
Yeah.
John Otto's wife. Like, what the fuck, bro? That's why John Otto left the band. Like, what the fuck? You could fuck any girl you want. You fucked my wife?
Yeah.
Hey, man, Tupac said it. First, I'll fuck your bitch in the clique you claim, you know? He did. He's marking
but
his
Durst ain't Tupac.
No, Durst is a bitch, but it was he was trying. He was see that's the thing is like he was trying to pull a boss move, but
So,
and then he got punked out by Scott Stapp. Like,
yeah.
okay, so like there goes your man card. Like you fucking bitched out to a dude that's saying, "Can you take me higher?"
And then after all this we just talked about, Undertaker decides, you know, I'm gonna have them for my theme.
Yes.
What a
What a
roundabout way to bring
retard.
it back. That was great.
And then WrestleMania 19, after all of this went down, they fucking played live at WrestleMania. I remember the fucking audience was kind of silent. Like, they're like, please welcome the WWE's favorite band, Limp Bizkit. And everyone's like, huh?
What is this favorite band you speak of?
Dude, that's when, like, I swear, Triple H and the Steve Austin storyline is what started cooling down WWE's hot streak back then. But Limp Bizkit at WrestleMania 19 is, I know when I decide, okay, this shit ain't cool anymore. And that just happened to be Steve Austin's last match too, so I dipped out for a little bit after that. Like, and then that was also the same night of the racist storyline between Triple H and Booker T.
Ooh,
yeah.
So that was the time when Austin disappeared after beating his wife?
Deborah?
No, it was after that. He came back.
Oh, okay.
It was that.
Yeah, Parrothead. Yep. Axl Rose, exactly the same way. I never liked that son of a bitch either.
Yep.
Oh, I fucking couldn't stand
you know,
him.
and this
I
is
love
the thing,
Slash,
like,
but I hated Guns N' Roses.
I love Guns. I do. I love Guns N' Roses. I have since I was fucking 8 years old. I love their shit. But yeah, Axl Rose is a bitch. And Motley Crue's disappointed me because you always draw that correlation because they were, you know, the same time period. I got to interview Vince Neil when I worked in radio. He's a fucking prick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a fucking asshole. He's such a dick.
From what I understand, every last one of them, like during their heyday, were because they were all drugged up.
Oh no, I interviewed him like a couple years ago. You'd think he'd still be happy to be relevant. No, this motherfucker's still acting like it's 1988, and he just released girls. Like
He's still bloated. Is he still bloated like a hippopotamus?
Dude, it was a radio interview. I didn't see him. He was a douchebag to me, and I was like, basically like, oh my God, can we just get this over with? Now, Mark Slaughter, on the other hand, of the band Slaughter, that dude was cool as fuck. Like we talked for like 45 minutes. Like we only recorded 15 minutes, and we just bullshit. It was awesome. But yeah, fuck Axl Rose and Vince Neil.
It's because he started looking like the fat version of all of Tommy Lee's wives.
Yeah. Yeah, he did turn into a fat little old lady, didn't he?
Yeah, man. Motley Crue, my buddy, it was funny because he's a few years younger than me, but he used to fucking hate Nirvana and fucking try to rep Motley Crue. He's like, Kurt Cobain killed the music industry. Like, I don't know about all that. I listened to both of them.
Mhm.
I don't.
I heard
mind.
somebody mention me.
The greatest thing
Oh,
he's ever
this
done.
shit right here.
The best thing Fred Durst has ever done was that fucking CarMax commercial like a year or two ago,
Yeah, dude.
where the
yeah.
chick's stuck in her old car and fucking
He hears
Nookie
his
is stuck
song.
in her. Nookie's stuck in her fucking cassette player, and the whole thing is you need a new car. You know, the
Yep.
stereo's broken, this, that. So it keeps playing Nookie, and she's trying to take her kids home from school, and she stops to let someone cross the fucking crosswalk, and it's Fred Durst, and even he looks at her like, "What the fuck are you doing listening to that?"
Yep. Yeah. I liked In Together now with him and Method Man. I'm not gonna lie.
That was before you. That was when they were still hot. You know, that was
Yeah.
before he revealed himself.
But I was like the Wu-Tang Clan too, though.
Mhm.
Oh, did you watch that series yet?
I didn't. I wasn't sure how it was gonna be.
Dude, it's good.
Is it?
It's definitely worth watching. I just got done watching.
I was kind of
watching it
afraid.
again.
I was like, should I watch this? Is it gonna be weird? And is it gonna be
series?
woke?
They just started releasing series 2. Or
Okay.
yeah. So
All right, so I'll check it out
I got
then.
through that, man. Really
All right.
good.
If
Really
it's good, yeah. All right. If it's good, then all right, I'll check it out.
What series?
American Tail Wu-Tang.
I was
it's
sad when
Wu-Tang
that
and American Tail.
bastard
something
died.
like that.
Oh, dude, ODB was the shit. Dude, that
Yeah.
motherfucker is. Oh,
You know what's funny talking about old rap songs? I never knew that it came out. Like you guys remember Shook Ones, right?
oh yeah.
Did you know that they did a version of that with Tupac and oh Jesus, Eazy-E?
No, the only
And
one I ever
Nas.
know is Mob Deep. That was it.
Yeah, they did one with freaking Tupac, Eazy-E, and Nas on it.
Damn.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Dude, I it's funny. I used to have this kid that worked for me, good friend of mine. Little white kid, grew up same town I did. This motherfucker like went to Detroit and was like winning rap battles against like Obi Trice's like cousin and shit. Like he opened up a couple shows for MC Breed and the Dayton family. Now, if you're outside the Midwest, you're probably like, who the fuck is MC Breed or the Dayton family? They're like big at like out of Flint. You know, they got some Dayton family went national. MC Breed too.
Something in the water.
But he was this little white dude, and he did a freestyle over Shook Ones that he actually ended up recording. And we lived in these, and this is back in the day when Etep was broke ass. I lived in these Section 8 apartments back in the day, and this motherfucker was my neighbor. He ended up working for me when I worked at the shop. But yeah, we actually we recorded some shit in his apartment back in the day, and but yeah, he cut a few albums, and I still have like 2 or 3 of his CDs. But I'll have to send you a clip of that. He recorded over the beat from Shook One's Part 2. It's fucking fire. This kid could rap. Like he's like a little short white Twister. Like it was great.
Yeah, Eminem bitched out to ICP.
Oh, fuck Eminem. That dude's my wife is related to Shaggy Two Dope. Have I told you? Did I tell you that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Shaggy Two Dope from ICP is their fucking cousin. Yeah.
Wow.
What was it? Was it Violent J that died, or
No. Neither of them's dead. They're still alive.
oh, I heard one of them.
No.
Mm-mm.
They
No.
both
No.
had their issues with fucking substance abuse and shit. But
Violent J just got really fat after being fat. He got really fat.
yeah.
Probably should be dead, but nope.
Yeah. He's had Wilford Brimley since like back in the day.
You know, they still sell that bitch ass soda down here.
Oh,
Fago.
don't you fucking talk shit about Fago, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Ain't nothing better than a great motherfucking great Fago,
Bitch ass
dude.
soda.
You fucking talk shit about Fago.
Get a Fago and a plate
Fuck
of
you.
mom's
Not
spaghetti.
down in Florida with your goddamn public supermarkets. Get out of here.
I like
Jealous.
the blueberry or the blue raspberry or whatever it is. That's the fact.
You talking about cotton candy? They got the cotton candy.
The blue
Faygo.
raspberry one.
Oh, dude, for me, it's like you got grape, and then you have orange, and then you have red pop, and then after that you got the cola's good, root beer, and everything else maybe the Moon Mist, which is like Fago's Mountain Dew, but like
When did this Turn into a Sunny D commercial. We got some purple stuff. Oh, we got Sunny D.
I'm out of wine. I need more purple drink. Where's my purple drink? What kind of wine you drinking? It's motherfucking purple. I don't know.
Man,
I don't care what you say, man. It's Kool-Aid. It's Kool-Aid or bust.
Oh yeah,
Kool-Aid. Did we have a show left to review or not?
No, I was gonna say, I think Fred Durst was like still relevant back when all this bullshit was going on. These fucking lame ass Raws, like
I did it all for the nookie.
I like Everlast and House of Pain.
Then you really might know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening
Whitey
to Del
Ford
the
thinks of
Funky.
blues.
I was
What?
listening to Del the Funky Homo Sapien way before the Gorillas. Like back when he was dropping fucking underground fucking CDs and tracks and shit. Yeah. And in fact, I didn't know he was the rapper from the Gorillas at first. Man, I think I was the only person that wasn't into them at first. They're okay, but it's like,
no, I like them.
Dude, I love like
There's a
Clint
couple
Eastwood
songs.
when that dropped in like 2001.
Mhm.
I was like, that shit is cool. Like I fucking
it made me want to kill myself.
That
I-
Plastic Beach CD they did was kind of shit because it was just a bunch of collab songs or whatever with them having, you know, like Snoop Dogg or some stupid shit on their album.
Yeah.
But they had one where they did it all on like an iPad.
Yeah.
And that was the better of the albums when
See,
that
I
came out.
was never like a big fan. Like I said, I liked the one song, and after that, I was just like, meh, whatever. Like
Yeah, I
always-
hear you with Clint Eastwood though, because that one actually has a killer beat.
It
And
does.
every once in a while, I'll pick up my bass and play that because that is dope as shit.
It is,
Yeah.
dude. That beat is fucking hot. I just doom 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 doom, and then it just like breaks right into it.
Mhm.
You know, and it's just it's nice and it's nice and easy. It's mellow. Yeah, I always dug that. But no, that was back in the day. You're talking like Bubba K came out back then. Man, remember Bubba Sparks?
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker. I saw him in concert. He was fun. That and another one from back then was the Nappy Roots from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I saw them in concert in Mount Pleasant, Michigan at Central. They opened for Eve, who was absolutely like fucking gorgeous. I was like probably I was about 8 feet away from her. She was amazing. But the Nappy Roots were a badass concert. They were fun.
So I had to look up that Moxie drink that that Chris is talking about. It's like an IPA fucking root beer or something.
That's
Just
gross.
Sweet soda similar to root beer with a bitter aftertaste.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
But it's one of the first mass-produced sodas in the country.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
I think as a kid I tried it once. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
he's
it was
saying
just New England.
No,
Yeah,
it took forever before I ever got a chance to try Mellow Yellow, and that's another one that's been around for quite a
See,
while.
they didn't have that on the West Coast for a long time. Like y'all had Hellman's mayonnaise on the East Coast. We had Best Foods mayonnaise on the West. Same shit, same logo and everything, but there were little differences like that for a long time. But Mellow Yellow, whenever I'd go out to South Carolina, I don't even like Mountain Dew that much, but it'd be like, ooh, a new soda, you know?
I hadn't had a Mountain Dew in probably like 5 years. I bought one when I went to get pizza the other night.
Your teeth fell out from the sugar.
3 months is
surprisingly
the last I
they
drank a soda.
Surprisingly, they didn't. But that was the first time I've had a soda in probably like a month or two. And the last one I had was a Faygo grape soda. Hey Faygo, if you want to sponsor somebody, fuck them clowns. They're on their way out. I'm on the way in. Sponsor me.
Yeah,
I did see an article recently. What they're actually fighting against censorship now because people are trying to. ICP because apparently I don't know if it's a government agency or who it is, but they're saying that anybody who considers themselves a juggalo is a gang member.
I think it was a federal thing. Yeah, I don't want to see domestic terrorists, but maybe. But I remember when they classified juggalos as something like that.
Dude,
You gotta look that up.
at one point I had an O's Cutlass. That bitch was like, I had all the Joker's cards across the back window. At one point I had an 18-inch psychopathic hatchet man in my fucking front windshield
Nice.
with a gold crown on the dashboard, and I'm not even joking.
I was always the Cottonmouth King side of the.
See, I
Same.
didn't mind them because like they were like, for me, they were like a transition out of ICP. Like at the end of my like Juggalo days when I was like, oh
I didn't even
shit.
smoke pot, and I liked them. I just thought their songs were funny.
I was like, at that point I was like, I have a job and I have a 401k. I can no longer be a juggalo. So I'm like, I'm going to transition out of that. And then, like I said, you've all heard ICP, like, you know, talk about like that dude Rude Boy in their songs and shit. Well, let me tell you something. I've worked a lot of wrestling shows with Rude Boy. And he's a douchebag. He's another one. He's a fucking douchebag. He's a racist asshole. And yeah, he is. Like the only reason he ever, like, I don't know, man. Like we were working in Saginaw, which like in the area we were working was basically all like gangbangers. And the venue we worked at, let me tell you something. If I didn't have what they like to call the ghetto pass down there, my ass would not have, my little fucking white Jewish ass would have went down there. Because it was ghetto as the Project Steps. And yeah, I remember leaving one night and I'm walking out because I just got a brand new
Corn Pop got you.
Corn Pop was cool with me. Corn Pop was, I like this Jew. He's all right. Because they fucked around and all the Mexican dudes would call me Beastie Boy.
Nice.
They call me Beastie Boy. It was like,
that's a compliment. Although you're like fucking a giant compared to them.
I know they were all like 5'8". I'm like 6'3", but they'd be like Beastie Boy. I'm like, all right, as long as y'all don't stab me or shoot me in the parking lot, we're cool, Holmes. We're cool. We're cool. And they did, man. They left me alone. But yeah, dude.
You just had to sing Sabotage for them all day long.
That I'm gonna take your dog to Sabotage. No, I'm done. I promise I won't do that anymore, folks. Why is there two Tony Tone Deafs on here? Did anybody just notice that?
Like that?
I was like, did I just slip into the Matrix and shit?
Yes.
Yes. I'm seeing nothing but ones and zeros here.
Why do I have to be one of the Wachowskis?
Two on me.
Damn.
Oh fuck.
But
I'd
guys,
rather be Mr. Aguilera.
I do gotta get going.
Yeah.
But
brother.
yeah, no, this is a lot of fun. It always is. But yeah, guys, everyone have a great night. Remember, say no to drugs sometimes. Just the hardcore stuff. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Vinny out, bitches.
Later, brother. Thank you.
Later, bro.
And then there were 4, and I think that's a good time to cut it off. We've been going for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we haven't talked of wrestling in probably like a good hour.
Yeah. I can't wait for the good shit.
And see, I made this icon for Walton since he loved Piggywood Hogan so much.
I fucking love guinea pigs.
I want to get my kid one so bad. We got another cat. I'm like, because I had guinea pigs as a kid, and I fucking loved them. They were awesome.
Yeah.
I was actually tasked with something to do. My wife had went out and picked up outfits for the guinea pigs. So she wanted me to put Dark Helmet in an outfit that she picked up, and it's a Darth Vader outfit. She said she was looking to find something for Rorschach, but she couldn't find nothing with a trench coat and a hat. So then the other one that she wound up picking up was a big giant lobster outfit. And I was like, how am I supposed to wrangle these pigs and strap these things to them by myself? Like, seriously.
That's fucking awesome.
So when I finally do get it on them, I'm gonna have to do like a short clip video for Halloween.
Yes. A very piggy Halloween. And it's not starring Amy Schumer.
Oh, God. Anything but that.
I'll stop. Jesus, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And with that, I mean, I think we're all unanimous here that WCW probably won again this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not even that it's that great. It's pretty good wrestling. It's cool to see Benoit and Guerrero, but they have some names together. Yeah, like I mean, we literally saw Kane versus Bret Hart, on one of those main events, but it's not interesting. Vince really needs to step it up, and I know we've got a minute. Mankind's coming in the next year, Steve Austin, but he's going to be the ringmaster. Brian Pillman, who can't fucking wrestle because of a car accident, but
he can whip his dick out on ECW TV.
Yes,
and try to piss in the ring.
Well, I think that's another thing to just mention real quick, though. I mean, there's a lot of people that actually said they thought Vince was just kind of biding his time and letting them just. He wasn't, because at one point his company was almost ready to go under because they were doing so bad financially.
Yeah,
I just don't know what he was thinking. Like, I mean, was he still just like really like hanging on to his father's example of how to run a business, to stick with something that I mean,
I think
it's so confusing.
Yeah, and it makes me really consider how lucky he was to stumble upon, the era they're headed towards that. And that was really, a lot of that was Steve Austin and Degeneration X and, letting the wrestlers be themselves instead of these stupid fucking gimmicks.
Like The Rock. The Rock, mired in mediocrity, is a freaking Rocky Maivia.
Yeah. And talk about tassels. Like,
yeah.
And then you let them be themselves and it works out, and that's kind of where we're back at with WWE. Let these people, he could still have Dean Ambrose, and I thought Jon Moxley was going to be the next Steve Austin. I was waiting for him to come up from OVW, or wherever he was, whatever their developmental league was at the time. And next thing you know, you've got fucking Dean Ambrose running around with a hot dog cart spraying ketchup and mustard on people. Like, this is fucking stupid. This is stupid. And meanwhile, you're pushing the other two assholes from the Shield. Which,
and right now they're pushing them even more.
Yeah, I know. And it's like you missed out on a lot with Jon Moxley, and I'll stick to that.
Especially after Rollins fucking pretty much stopped Sting's career.
Yeah, I know. That guy's such a fucking douchebag.
He's a piece of shit.
That guy's such a douchebag. So, hopefully, at the end of the day, I want good wrestling. I don't want WWE to go under. I don't want AEW to go under. I want fucking both companies to kick it into high gear. Will Vince do that? I don't know. He's not really facing direct competition, but he is at least.
Well, I know
TV
Edge
show-wise,
kind of broke the third wall or whatever by mentioning TFR.
FTR, yeah.
FTR, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but he's facing competition, though, in the instance that he's losing all of his talent. Regardless of if Dynamite's going head-to-head with Raw or not, he's losing a lot of talent because it's just a better environment over there. Vince has kind of become a dictator, and more, Triple H and Stephanie, and knowing that the company's going to them afterwards, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And people can say, "Oh, well, Triple H isn't that bad," but he is.
Is it Vince Guevara?
Well, did you guys ever hear the rumor? I'm pretty sure Angelous. I don't remember if we had this discussion or not, but there was a rumor floating around that Vince is just purposely just liquidating shit.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Basically, to stay in the black, he's letting people go. That way, they're not losing as much money anymore. Because they were just getting people, I guess, all the time. Because they want to try to make it look good for investors, so they can have somebody buy them.
Because they were pulling everybody over from what was that? The one in Japan. They were pulling a lot of people.
FMW or New Japan?
New Japan, I think.
New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJWP.
Well, NJWP right now has a thing with AEW
and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, do they?
Yep.
Good for them, because they used to work with WCW.
Yeah, so they do the cross thing too as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what Dean Ambrose is doing, or John Moxley is doing right now. He's in a program where he's, wrestling the different Japanese wrestlers, and Lance Archer was the NJPW champion, one of their champions, and he defended on AEW. And it's funner to watch AEW. AEW is fun, and WWE just isn't, and it hasn't been fun.
Don't the
for
Lucha
a
Brothers
long
have
time.
another tag title too?
Possibly.
They have 2 tag titles right now.
Yeah. Maybe. I haven't seen it the past week or two. I need to catch up on AEW, but it's a funner show to watch, and it's a better environment backstage. Like Mick Foley said a few weeks ago, when he went to WWF, that was the place to go to if you were a younger wrestler, to really hone your skills and get better and become a star. But WWE isn't that place anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to be more honest with you than Mick Foley,
Yeah.
Kind of is what it is. So, with that, we're going to sign off. I want to thank everyone again. Keely Chow, Chris Fisk, Parrot Head, thank you very much. Let's scroll up here. Superfan Adam Shawhan. Mad Mardigan stopped in for a moment, so thank you, brother. It was good to see you. Johnny Cage, everybody who was here, and Superfan, thank you for sharing out those links earlier. We love the support. You're a great dude. Hold on, Chris. What do you mean? What happened? What happened? What?
Why? What happened?
What happened? Well, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, let us know.
Good talk. Good talk, Chris. Good talk.
I won't be there tomorrow, but catch Etep on his channel for Going Rogue. He's going to have Mr. Salvador from 2 Cents Toys and a mystery guest, a surprise guest. Will it be Hogan turning heel? Who knows? Oh, your internet went out. Well, then why are you asking me what happened, bro? No. Thank you for fucking... you've been here basically the whole show, Chris. Thank you, dude. Thank you for keeping the chat alive. Thank you, Keely Chow, Adam Shawhan, everybody for making it all worth it. And with that, remember, they are not pop culture. They are agenda. We are pop culture. And we'll see you MNFers later.
Woo!